that planning. All of that planning.
Last time on Can You Defend the World, you guys tracked down the location of the giants and discovered a lot more than you thought. That the hill giants were in the middle of constructing a basically a little town or village, perhaps, somewhere south of the mountains, but somewhat north of the cathedral. Basically within basically within harvesting distance of the orchards, and basically saw what would become of the trees that they had been apparently taking. You managed to get inside and start finding out that the patrol that you encountered and killed, and that had a prisoner halfling with them, apparently were a bunch of screw-ups, and that the upper management, so to speak, or the chief didn't realize that they were exactly harvesting from farmland, or perhaps didn't exactly care because from her perspective they needed the lumber. And at any point you guys were put in a situation where you're talking about diplomacy, and are, I think, in the process of heading back towards the cathedral, where all the refugees are currently at.
Currently.
Yeah, I believe we need to bring a representative.
Why were these two together?
I don't remember.
But
I think
Caladriel and
those
Amunet.
wasn't
Because
Caladriel.
you came with us.
Yeah, that was the diplomacy group. This was the
Amunet
back.
Oh,
And-
I remember coming on the diplomacy group. I just didn't remember. I didn't know if we were like doing something else.
I think the rest of us were like planning on how we were going to deal with the entire encampment if diplomacy didn't work.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I was.
You were still at the camp. I couldn't remember where we left off. There.
Oh yeah, didn't Kurt cook dinner?
Maybe, possibly.
Like we had,
And
while ago.
Gave some of the meat over to the giants. I remember that part.
we gave
Yeah,
a
peace offering.
small hunk to the giants as a peace offering.
No,
I was
no, no.
asking.
The Tyrannosaurus Rex, not the giants. We didn't get the giants giant meat.
So you know they're not cannibals.
Eat your kin. It's
Hey,
good for you.
Cannibalism.
We gave a hunk of the meat to the giants as a peace offering, and then I asked Kurt if he could try to butcher the other leg, or help me prepare it and figure out how to get it to them, so that the two groups can eat over it.
I'm pretty sure we did that.
It has been a hot minute since we've played.
Yeah, there's something up there about me doing a survival check.
Poundage check that Amunet has. That's how much meat you managed to get off of the
Oh.
T-Rex.
Yeah, so we got the meat. I guess I'm cooking it
Well-
then?
Well,
Oh yeah, Kurt got 60. Oh wait, yeah, I think I put it in the bag of holding.
Yeah, you put that
Yeah.
part in the bag of holding
Well-
for that survival check.
I also mentioned just wanting to lug the second leg just over there, basically to be spit roasted.
Mm.
Should we just rename this campaign to Can You Save the World and Cooking Tour?
See, now this will be a book that Kurt writes. Kurt,
Can you eat it? Can you cook it?
Can you
Yes.
sear the world?
There's a first page
God.
answer, yes.
Yes, you can.
I'm glad
Oh,
you guys heard
goodness.
that.
Oh, goodness.
125 and then 127. Okay. 197. So 197 pounds of T-Rex meat.
Cool.
There we go. T-Rex meat piece.
Got it. Sweet.
Chief
Okay.
Charlotte Mudspot. Splat.
Oh, I need my journal. What the fuck is that thing? There we go.
This will be session 33.
Oh yeah, I have a T-Rex thigh bone, because why not?
Weapon.
Yes.
It's probably too big for Kurt, because while Kurt is strong enough to lift it, I'm not sure if he can, use it as a as an actual weapon because of its size.
If we had a lizard folk, it'd make a hell of a great club.
Well, even then, it would unless you have like one small end of it, it would still be too big for the lizard folk to use in the club.
I know. I don't think they can even make a great club anyway. I think it's a martial.
Okay, why does somebody have control of a lizard folk over there?
I don't know.
Oh, that's somebody's backup character. Never mind. Took me a minute.
I'm not gonna use him.
I was about to say, who dat?
Emergency backup character, unless somebody dies in the middle of the game.
Let's not have any more deaths.
Well, as I always say, Kurt is not going to die ever.
Yeah, see, yeah, that's shit you don't say out loud, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
you keep
love
telling
that.
me that, but I'm still alive.
Look what happened the session before fucking Rhiannon died.
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
us jinxing it.
Yeah.
And saying you're not going to die ever isn't jinxing?
No,
Personally, I would
challenging the
classify
world.
that as jinxing, but
That
apparently
is-
not.
That is putting the world up to a challenge.
Oh god, that's just bad. It's just
Because
bad.
I'm thinking if Gris wants to, she can throw something really bad at me. But if I win, I get to eat it. So it's all part of my masterful plan.
To be fair, Kurt is the only PC that survived since being in that prison.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
He's
So
an OG.
Kurt's life is really a cycle of delicacy. If he wins, he gets to eat whatever he kills. And then if he loses, whatever he kills him gets to eat him. It's a cycle of delicacy.
Oh, Lord.
I love it.
That's the circle of life.
Circle of life.
Oh my god.
I'm writing that down.
He's absolutely okay with that way.
And if they ever advertise the competition, like I said, it'll be called the Cattle Royale.
Cattle Royale.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Winner, winner, Kurt dinner.
No. Winner, winner, Kurt's dinner.
Yeah.
Or winner, winner, Kurt is dinner.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he proceeds to cut his way out.
Yeah. Yeah. Kurt rises from death, cuts open stomach. I'm alive!
No one eats Kurt. Kurt eats
Right,
you the entire-
Exactly.
Upon Kurt's death, after ingesting so many weird things, Kurt finds himself uplifted as a new god.
God.
He has ascended.
Dionysus
Kurt is like a pineapple. When you eat a pineapple, that pineapple eats you back.
Could see Kurt like in the belly of a T-Rex just gnawing on the ribs.
Something just occurred to me. Kurt, as a god, when they make offerings, they just go into his beard.
Yes.
Leave little nuggets in the beard.
They appear in his beard, like
Mhm.
come as smoke from the burning of the offering, and then materialize, and he just eats it as he needs.
Oh
And the
my
god
God.
wanders around the world distributing from his beard.
Either that, or he becomes a new demon lord.
Oh god.
All demons.
Well, what happens if you eat the demon lord?
That's my point.
Yet to be determined. Yet to be determined.
Because, I don't know. That
I
guy
think-
we met in the fish village looked kind of tasty. Terrifying, but
The one
tasty.
that's in the background right now.
Yes. That guy.
Kurt aspires to eat the Demogorgon. Got it. I have a feeling if Kurt ever meets Zugtamoy, Kurt might actually get really, really hungry.
Oh, yeah.
Because she covered in mushrooms.
Yeah, well, no, she's
By the
not
time
covered in
Kurt's-
mushroom. She is mushroom.
I'm gonna make you into
Yeah,
stew.
she is mushrooms.
She's mushrooms that have formed into a vaguely humanoid shape.
Yeah.
Alright. So moving on.
D&D.
Mind though,
D&D.
once he's done with the demon lords, he'll be Demogorgon.
Oh,
Uh,
oh my lord.
Okay, D&D.
Yeah.
what do you mean? This is D&D. This is how D&D goes.
yes.
Oh my god.
Whatever could be the matter.
Hmm.
You are what you eat.
Timmy Gordon Ramsay. Got it.
Alrighty then. So, now that you've extracted enough meat from the leg and the rest of the body, what would you like to do with it?
God.
For now, cold some of it for tomorrow, and see about going back and getting someone to join us on a peace mission.
An entire thigh, was it?
You,
Or was
think
it
so.
just
you
cut
got
off meat?
72 pounds worth of meat and the leg. So it's like ribs and thigh and all kinds of good stuff like that.
Oh, this is a feast.
Maybe a little bit of cheek.
Mm. Mm.
Alright, I guess I'll cook this tomorrow. Are we all together or?
Oh yeah, I would imagine that we're back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you fit all of this meat in the, what do you call it, a bag of colding?
I don't know. DM, can I fit it all in the bag of colding? There's some shit in there.
You can't fit the whole leg into the bag of colding, but you can fit
No,
the
but-
rest in chunks and such.
Okay, so the 197 we could, but not the leg.
Correct.
Okay, cool. She'll
And
put
what
that
time
in
is
the-
it?
God, you slept before going.
Yeah.
To
It would have
bed,
been
yes.
evening.
So if that's the case, wait. What time do you remember?
When we went to the camp, and when we got back from the camp, it was evening.
Okay, so it is evening then.
So Kurt is cooking up the leg then.
All right. So, you already rolled your survival check for that, or would you like to roll it again just to be sure?
Sure, I'll roll the cooking utensils, which we did decide was wisdom.
Yes, actually.
So, yeah.
It's nowhere near your best effort, but you don't have a lot to work with here, and some of the leg isn't fully cooked, and a little bit of the leg somehow got a little bit charred, but a lot of the meat's still tasty.
It's a little bit dry, but that's just because it was the blood drained from the leg.
Mm.
Should be fine.
It's not your fault. It's just a little bit gamey. Probably because I had to run so much.
Yeah.
I'm sure they like it, Kurt.
No one bats an eye anymore about what they eat in this group.
Nope. To be fair, the bugbear never did.
You guys have eaten demons,
it did dominant.
so...
I mean, we ate those demon stingrays.
You've eaten several sentient beings. Let's just leave it at that.
Fine.
I was going to eat Glabagal, but he talked.
And he was your friend, and you.
He
miss
was
him.
my friend. And he's dead. And I didn't get to eat him.
Oh.
Fiend's our friend, not food.
Yeah, but
Oh my.
he wasn't a fiend though. He was an ooze.
No, I just saw the opportunity to make a pun.
Yeah, I know. I understand it's a pun, but in this case, though, unfortunately, it doesn't fit right because the fiends are not your friend. They are only food as far as Kurt's concerned. But Glabby was a friend, and he was an ooze. So.
And because of his closest to an ooze, he got favored enemy, oozes.
You know?
Yeah.
He knows how to kill them
You,
better.
you know, you learn a lot about oozes when you talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
What, out of curiosity, what language do oozes speak?
They don't.
Oh,
This one happened to have been if your companions didn't tell your character about him, just out of character. They it uses a result of one of the demon lords, and that demon lord happened to be passing that part of the abyss and caused the oozes in the area to awaken.
oh, okay. So they literally awakened oozes.
Yes.
Mm.
Neat.
That cool, unlike the other awakened oozes around, turned out to be friendly.
He was very curious. And it was very fun to throw enemies into him.
Yes. Until the enemies that threw into him slowly killed him. So
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of...
he didn't do too well against elementals.
No.
Honestly, I think if it wasn't for Globagul, we probably would have all died.
Yeah.
That fight.
That
we were
fight.
we were not doing well that fight.
Sir Lancelot cut, pushing three enemies into Globagul.
Yeah.
When Medusa showed up, so
Yeah, that was
we're just fighting giants, and
that could have been bad.
I could have made Medusa snake salad.
I'm sorry to take that opportunity away from you, Kurt.
Well, I mean, we go back someday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's add other Medusas.
You know?
Yeah, now that I think about it, hiding from Medusa must be a bitch. She leaves no stone unturned.
Oh, we're batting at the fences today, boys.
Yeah.
had your meal of T-Rex meat, and you're saving the rest of the leg to give to the giants.
Yeah, we're saving what we have in the bag of holding for them.
Yeah, the pounds and pounds and pounds of meat.
Yeah.
Yes. Quite.
I'm thinking about making a stew. A big, large pot is needed, though.
Well, you've seen such a pot back in the refugee camp.
I know just the one. Have my eye on it.
Alright, so we go in the morning then? Is that the plan? And just try to be diplomatic about this whole thing and see if they just leave the villagers alone?
Well, I guess
I'm
that is the
hoping-
quickest.
I'm willing to either leave the village alone, or they'll find some sort of agreement and they can help each other.
Okay.
Either way, it seems sensible to just leave it between them for now. We got rid of the rogue ones, didn't we?
Yes, but they may clash in the future. Both of them are looking, from what it seemed to me at least, both of them are looking to settle.
Yep. Well, that's a problem for the future.
Well, also, the other side of it, too. How are we going to convince the villagers not to mess with the giants?
I mean, explain to them common sense, I guess.
I mean, common sense is one thing after you've been, stolen from, and I don't know if 4 people killed.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure we can explain to them that was a rogue element in this new faction.
You have a lot more faith in people than I do, Kurt.
I have faith in common sense. believe it or not.
People as individuals have common sense. People as a group are prone to fear and getting lost in group psychology.
Yeah, and then the group is shattered, and they become individuals again.
I mean, I'm all for trying. I'm just thinking we might run into some pushback. That's all.
I mean, we're already doing them a big favor in trying.
This is true.
Agreed.
I don't think failing is that much of a problem.
We'll see
At
what
least we'd
tomorrow
like to
brings.
try while we have the time.
That works. All right. Well, do we want to break up into watches and get some rest?
Oh, I haven't finished eating yet, so I'll take first watch.
And being me, I will just participate in all the watches.
Do you ever sleep?
No.
I can
Oh.
help with the first watch or second watch, whichever is easier.
I'll take third watch. That's fine.
I'll take what's left over.
Yeah, since my patron took me on, I've found that I don't require sleep. It's quite helpful for my studies.
That's not healthy.
I don't require it.
I don't believe it.
Actually, isn't a bad thing if you're riddled with bad dreams, to be fair. I'm kind of jealous, actually.
Oh, believe me, I have my fair share of those.
Good nutrition and a good night's sleep is very important.
For those that need it.
Almanac gives a thumbs up and then goes to sleep.
Also,
Yeah, I'll take second watch. I'll sleep too.
also, real quick, just because I'm curious, it says I can't be forced to sleep by any means. Other than the unconsciousness from, death saves and being stabilized at 0 HP or 1 HP, whatever you want to call it,
Got
are
it.
there any other
On
methods
it.
of being not conscious?
No.
What? Could you repeat that? The last part?
Is there any way to be knocked unconscious mechanically other than the
Yes.
stabilization or like running out of oxygen?
That would be mechanically.
There are poisons that knock you unconscious before you hit 0.
But I can't be forced to sleep by any means, so it might restrict that as well.
Unconsciousness
I don't know how.
Unconsciousness is not the same thing as sleep, though.
Yeah.
But
Unconsciousness.
a poison that knocks you out is
if-
different
if
from
it's
something
sleep-
that
sleeping
knocks your HP to
poison
0.
stuff, yeah, it's different. But it basically, we'll cross that bridge if it comes to that. But
Okay.
basically, yeah, it's just a reminder: being knocked out is not the same thing as sleeping. Thus, you can still be knocked out. It's just that you probably wouldn't be able to do it for sustained periods of time, and it definitely will not be restful.
Okay.
First watch, please roll perception.
Yarp.
Can I just assist?
Sure.
Alright, Kurt. Get advantage.
Advantage. That's good. Good advantage.
Everything looks clean and calm out there.
No tall grass velociraptors. Good.
Yeah, you're still in tall grass, although this area has been a bit smashed down with you guys and the dead giants and the dead T-Rex and such. But yeah, you don't see anything.
You know.
Next watch.
All right.
Char will join Sir Lancelot on this watch.
Then I will help you because you have a higher perception than I do. Oh shit!
Nice.
You rolled
Roll
a
a
10.
10.
I know.
He rolled an
Rolled a 10.
see nothing in the grass but a slight breeze, and the moon's show overhead.
If only I could roll like that when it mattered.
Yeah, the red one seems to be a bit menacing, as far as you can tell, but that seems to be the only menace at the moment. Third watch?
Amina wakes up. She'll go over to go. And what's your perception? Wait, it's up here. 1? Okay. Minus.
I tried.
Everything is quiet. Everything is calm. Everything seems peaceful.
Goes back to bed.
And fourth and final watch?
Is anyone helping me, or am I alone?
I'm helping.
Okay. I'll try one last time. Perceive something. Not bad.
Yeah, and you don't see anything. Just more of the same. You hear birds calling in the distance as the morning sun begins to creep over the horizon. The fire pit seems to have darkened in the night. What would you guys like to do?
Okay, so we, I guess, just head up there and give him the stuff.
We need to head back to the refugee camp, see if we can get a representative to join us, and then bring them up.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just use the carriage.
The reason why you didn't use the carriage before is because there was no road leading that way.
Ooh,
You guys
right.
had walked away off into the 5-foot tall grass.
Yes.
Grass.
Well, I mean, Kurt is going to start leading everyone back then.
Yeah.
Just disappearing into the tall grass again. Because it's 5 feet and he's 4'7".
Yep.
Let's hope we don't lose it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Almanet will keep just like eyes on Kurt and the horizon and everything. Just keep an eyes out.
I think there's
Yeah, I'll keep his eyes
Kurt,
out.
Are you the one with the never can get lost, or is that only in your favorite terrain?
I think that's only in my favorite terrain.
Are plains your favorite terrain, or just the Underdark?
Play Underdark and Forest. Not Roll Explorer.
If the grass is over his head, is that considered forest?
Sadly, no.
I'm
Damn
in
it.
the Underdark.
Okay,
I'm in the underbrush.
Underbrush.
so roll survival at disadvantage.
Oh. Disadvantage. I think like I have the thigh bone on my back so that you can all see the thigh bone walking around.
Hey, that would be a good tell, yeah.
There you go, disadvantage.
It's big enough.
And who would like to keep a lookout on things?
I'll help Char if I can assist.
All right.
Does this mean canonically Kurt wears thigh highs?
Hmm.
Wait, what?
I feel
Oh,
like
wow.
I'm just gonna keep an eye out as well, just for not like it matters, but
Nothing's sneaking up on us.
apparently not.
Oh, 28s all around. Fuck yeah. Now I can't
28s
help but
is pretty
imagine Kurt in thigh-high boots.
Please don't. Yeah, from the
Sexy
underbrush.
dwarf.
Oh my god.
I'm a sexy little.
He's too sexy for his Kurt.
After traveling for about an hour, you suddenly realize that you've gone the wrong direction. That you've gotten lost somehow on your way back to the road.
Kurt,
What?
are you sure you know where we're going?
All I see is grass.
Do you need to ride on Master's shoulders?
Oh my god. Why,
Jesus Christ.
why did we let Kurt lead the way?
Well, what if we put here's an idea. What if Cal, I think shoulders is a good idea. But the Lancelot's the tallest out of us, right? Or how tall is everybody?
Less than the grass.
Lancelot is definitely the tallest.
Very much so.
He is the mighty bugbear.
I'm very tall.
I mean, unless you like the grass, Kurt.
Well, it's a little bit undignifying, but yeah, I can sit on your shoulders.
I mean, he's not carrying you.
Well,
Well, potato, tomato.
Ah, great. Now I'm hungry.
do you like a fruit salad?
Wisdom.
Don't put the tomato in a fruit salad.
Yes, you can. It's called salsa.
Yeah.
There is no salsa. I will invent it.
Texas would like to disagree on that.
This world. Texas of this world. Where's Texas? It's just a Texas-shaped island off the coast.
Well, that's gonna be dangerously close to Australia.
Oh goodness.
So I guess Carrot will just get up on Lancelot's shoulder. Yeah, you're right. We're in the wrong area.
Oh, good.
Roll survival check. All right. You realize.
Why did you follow me here?
You realize that instead of going south like as it would have gotten you back to the road, you somehow ended up meandering west. So now you're gonna have to go southeast to head to make your way back to the road.
This one is on you. You should have clearly known better. I'm not a serpent dweller.
Whoever's keeping an eye out for things, please roll a perception check.
I'm gonna will help. Again.
Me too.
So Lancelot's just keeping it out. Doesn't mean he's going to notice anything. Nope.
Yeah.
He sees dwarf feet.
Yes. My beard is hanging over your eyes.
Yes, actually, the
God.
beard would be hanging over your eyes.
Oh my god.
I look like Cousin It.
Yes.
Guys.
Yeah, so you look. Some of you occasionally look up at Sir Lancelot and are startled to basically see a very hairy person just there with a second head.
I'm a very tall dwarf.
Watch him go insane with power.
Kurt, the tallest dwarf in the world.
Mm.
Okay.
Hear me.
So after a while, about an hour and a half, it takes you to get back to the road. You make it there in safety. Nothing has popped up and tried to kill you or anything like that.
No.
Goody.
And the road seems perfectly safe as you traverse it back south towards the Cathedral of Palor.
Towards the refugee camp.
Yeah, the refugee camp's set all around the cathedral. So.
There's a pot we have to use.
And once you get there, Pink and 80 and his Warforged go wandering off somewhere.
All right, so who's going to be a good candidate for this? Was there somebody like running the soup kitchen or something? Or that was just a communal pot, was it?
I can't remember his name or shit. What was the temple of the kind of water temple? I guess where one of the rivers started.
Yeah, the temple to Woos.
Yeah, Woos. Yeah. There was this priest-looking guy over there. He seemed kind of mellow.
I'd be fine with that.
All right.
I mean, he kind of doesn't represent the biggest. He represents the old god, I guess.
It's still a good place to start.
Yeah. People seem to think the divine light is paler. Rather. You know.
There was an old woman, I believe, served my patron, but I don't know if I think yours might be better. I didn't really speak to her.
Yeah. He seemed quite kind of calm and collected, so maybe he can represent him better than some hothead young guy.
That's fair.
I think it was me and Shah that walked over there. Kurt and Shah walked over to the Temple of Woos.
Yeah,
Following the
last
river.
time we were in this camp, I stayed in the graveyard.
Yeah.
I also spent a great deal of time helping the sick, so I didn't really make any connection.
I spent most of the time sleeping on the wagon.
All right. Do you? I guess we'll go to the temple of. Who'd you say this? Woos?
Woos.
Woos. Okay.
Yeah.
Lead the way, I guess.
Woo.
Woo.
Woos.
Woos.
Kind of like the sound of a waterfall.
I don't think waterfall sounds like that.
What? Woos.
He's not wrong. But regardless, let's get moving.
As they walk there, Curtis just keep going. Woo.
Oh my god.
Making me think
Like,
of that.
you get closer and closer to the waterfall there. It's like, see, I'm right.
No lie.
It will go towards the somewhat crumbling structure, I believe, that they were using as a sort of center of operations.
Mm-hmm. The cathedral, I believe they were.
Yep.
The cathedral is, is still very nice upkeep. It's still the center of things. The little temple to Woos it's basically attached along the back where the waterfall is coming down from.
Yeah, Kurt never went into the temple proper, but he liked this place better anyway.
Yeah, I'll walk up to a priest, cleric,
Guys,
someone that seems like they might.
If you make your way around the cathedral and make your way to the smaller temple that's attached, it's very simple. It's right on the back of the cathedral. It looks fairly new, all things considered. Like the temple looks like it might have been there for 2,000 years. I'm sorry, the cathedral looks like it might have been there for 2,000 years. It looks like an old and well-kept construction. This temple looks like maybe a few hundred, if that. And as you step in, it's like it's small. There's a few mosaics, mostly showing what looks like a lizard woman on the various walls. And the only reason that you can tell it's a woman is because there are some humanoid, vaguely humanish features, like breasts and a mane of hair that flows down a bit like water. It's kind of strange, artistically speaking, but these are some of the depictions of Woos, it seems. And there's a some kind of cleric, this kind of kneeling by a shrine, kind of looking quiet, looking very, what's the best word for this? holy, reverent.
Reverent.
Yeah.
Yep. And it does appear to be the same person that you met earlier, Kurt.
Oh. Well, there they are.
And I'll walk up if anyone wants to join me.
Kurt gets off Lancelot's shoulders, I guess.
Mhm.
Now would be a good point. There's no tall grass anymore. And Lancelot can finally see again.
When did we get here?
On the sun.
Teleportation.
Hamanet's gonna kind of hang in the back and just kind of think about whether somebody whoever worships this Wusa, whatever Woos, would be a good fit for what we're trying to do. Just like looking at the walls and just kind of getting a feel.
Kurt is gonna be like with Galadriel. Just like
Yeah, so
Just
sure.
a point of reference, like Galadriel is with me. We have met before. Hello.
By chance, did you catch their name?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
kind of stands up, brushing down their robes, and looks at you. I see.
Hello.
I'm looking for someone that would be willing to represent the refugees, essentially in a peace mission. We went up to the encampment that those hill giants were coming from, and apparently that group, it's a scattering of some orcs, a couple hill giants, actually led by one, as well as, I believe it was, ogres and ettins. But for the most part, they are peaceful. The refugees like yourself from the Imperium, I think that maybe the two groups...
I'm not a refugee. I have lived here my whole life. Just as a correction. Go on.
I understand. I'm just not sure where to really start, and I figured you might be might have some lead of someone that might be willing to represent the refugees, as you might have had some dealings with them before we came here.
I've had dealings with the refugees since they have been here, yes. I have never encountered an Etten before. I did not left the confines of the mountains.
Apparently they're getting chased out by the Imperium. For the most part, they do seem civil. They're willing to protect their space, but they don't want conflict. They want safety. Exactly. They want security and safety and prosperity. And they're concerned.
You've not taken this to Father Cassis?
I just got back with the others, and I wasn't sure who to take the information to first.
I kind of nominated you. You seemed like a nice fellow.
The lizard folk gives you a bit of a confused look at that, and then looks back at Galadriel. Not sure how to respond to Kurt.
Gut feeling is all what Kurt is about.
Do you think Father Cassis would be a good person to go to next?
You can always go and talk to him. I am just surprised that you chose me first. Usually, most who need things done wish to talk to him, but I am certain he is quite busy with the running of the cathedral and all the refugees out there.
Yeah.
I
did spend a good portion of the other day helping the refugees, so I haven't really made any connections in the group.
There are quite a few refugees.
Mm-hmm. So I'll take the information to Father Cassis and see what to do from there. Thank you very much.
That is your choice. Be at peace.
You as well.
So, how is this Father Cassis? Did you meet him?
I believe he was one of the ones we spoke to in the first place. when we
What?
first got here. I think you were sleeping when we arrived.
Right. All right. Sure.
Let's see if we can find him.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name when they were walking out to the cleric or the priest.
Cleric, the lizard folk in clerical robes was just kneeling back down and looks up at you. Oh, I am. Sorry, GM is having difficulty pronouncing the name that she wrote down.
Mhm.
I am Avskeim, a priestess of Rus.
Upscime.
Avskeim, yes.
Lovely temple you have here.
Thank you. I am its caretaker, and I help where I can.
What values does your Woos embody?
Primarily the goddess of water, of waves, of the oceans, of the waters of life. She is also associated with that life and light and sometimes battle. She is often considered the bringer of life, where life is hardest hit, where when it rains upon a mountain that's otherwise bare of life, life can be brought forth from what used to be barren ground. In a desert, water brings life.
The prosperity of an oasis versus the savagery of a storm.
Storms can be savage at times, when necessary. She is more of an advocate of peace, but not of
Pacifism.
pacifism. Yes. My people believe she safeguards tribes.
Oh my god.
Sorry, that one always gives me a chuckle. I had.
We'll just give just a little nod. Well, then may a blessed rain be in your future.
Thank you. Peaceful journeys. I hope all goes well for you. And if the worst should come to pass, that she smiles upon you for defending yourself.
She'll just give a little bow, and she'll just leave the temple. She's not gonna. Yeah, she's just gonna be reverent and just leave.
And on to Father Cassus.
Yep.
Also, Grizz, it feels weird being the face character in any capacity after Zirconium. I had a 16. I had a 16 charisma the entire campaign. Like the one you were in as Tinkerclank, I never rolled a deception, and I think I maybe rolled like 3 persuasion.
You know?
Hey, Grizz, you there?
Oh, sorry, I was somehow muted, and I was like wondering why you were talking over me for some reason.
You didn't hear a word. I'm sorry.
No, I heard you. Yeah. As you guys walk around to the front of the cathedral once more, you notice that there's quite a crowd there now. Milling about. Many of them appear to be refugees. Their clothes looking old and a bit worn, although some of them have been patched up by the by clay. So.
And they hopefully don't look so beaten down and weary.
Yeah, but they do seem to be gathering up at the front entrance to the cathedral.
I hope nothing's going on.
Yeah, is this a holy day or something?
Let's hope it's a congregation or simply another bread line.
How would you guys like to approach?
Directly, and I'll try to gently wade my way through.
Yeah, not being forceful by any means, but trying to, I guess, like, see what's going on.
Well, what?
Oh, what, sorry?
Perception checks. Those of you who are going through the crowd.
Gotta be kidding me.
Only the ones that are going right.
Where are you at?
I'm just stand back. I don't want to be eaten.
These are
I'm good.
people. But
You
okay.
are you scared of?
Oh, we're going back to the people. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'll go.
Oh my
with,
god.
He was completely not.
I was like, are you scared of a priest, a Palor eating you?
I mean, you say that, but I'm a tiefling, so who knows?
Yes, you're a delicacy.
Yeah.
Refugees here.
Has this anything to do with walking through a crowd?
So Clay, roll. Yes, it is. Clay, roll a perception check, Clay.
Yeah. If Roll20 will let me, why is it never working?
Punch the computer.
Or don't.
Or do.
I do love, though, that there's actually a phrase, percussive maintenance, for when you do that.
God.
Yes. And it works. There's a reason why it's a word for it.
Well, know something kind of funny?
So,
Apparently one of the Go ahead.
I was reading Landstride. This says plants. It doesn't say anything about people. Go ahead.
Apparently there was an Apple computer where they wanted it to be dead quiet, without any fans, so they put a massive heatsink in the bottom. The issue is all that heat would cause certain components to kind of warp or knock out of place because of how securely they were welded, and it didn't like being that hot. So they actually told you to fix it via percussive maintenance. Pick it up about 6 inches off your desk and drop it back, and that would knock the parts back into place. I think it was the Apple III.
You know?
It also fucked up their desks because of all the heat being sent straight down
Yep.
with the
Okay.
heatsink.
So, Aminad and Sir Lancelot, the rest of you, the guys are just busy trying to pass through the crowd and aren't really paying attention to what's going on around them. The two of you start picking up chatter, and it seems that the people here are getting a bit restless. Other than the normal complaints about being hungry and whatnot, a lot of them are concerned about the housing situation. Many of them are living in tents or bunking where they can. There are complaints about people getting sick down towards the southern portion of the refugee camp at the moment. There's other people that are complaining about Templars attempting to prevent them from claiming old buildings that haven't been used for anything to shelter in. Basically, the crowd seems a bit unhappy at the moment, and they're all trying to talk to the abbot to try to get some answers, because the abbot is the recognized authority figure at the moment. As you get closer, you notice that your good friend Isthmus is actually up there with the abbot.
Again.
Yeah.
That's what the name was.
And and they're just kind of like, some of the people have like come up and like, we're also directing some of these questions towards the dragon because, gold dragon, and
Known for knowledge.
it's in an area, even though it's a very young gold dragon, it's fascinated and, trying to think about ways of helping. Kind of glances over towards the group of you, and when it spots you, it says, "Ah, my friends, come here." And like, some people step aside as they see who the dragon's looking at.
Walk forward.
It's good to see you're doing well.
Yes, as more people started coming to me with problems, and I've been trying to help them. I don't really understand certain issues. I mean, we don't usually live so close together, but I'm trying to do my best to help. And the abbot thinks that I'm some sort of sign from Paylor. The dragon is kind of like is just sitting there, kind of looking bemused or possibly confused is a better way of putting it. Like, trying to do their best to keep a positive attitude, even though they've clearly got no idea what the hell's going on.
I will say for many, it's considered a good omen, especially because, I'm sure as you've noticed, creatures of your magnitude aren't exactly bristling out of every treetop.
I don't know. There are some others, within the region. I'm not entirely sure how your people divide lands. I've heard that it's quite different. There are others of my kind in the region. They're just nowhere close, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Are we having this conversation like in front of a group of people?
We're catching up in the middle of right in front of a potential mob.
Yeah.
Yeah. After seeing like you're talking to the dragon, they are all directing their conversation to the abbot at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't argue with dragon.
No. No.
He's being.
Ismethus?
Yes?
I understand you're probably overwhelmed as our cultures aren't exactly what you're used to, but if you could just try to placate them for a little longer, I need to speak to the father for a moment.
Well, he's quite busy. He has all these people that he needs to talk to and make judgments about. Maybe tomorrow?
Yeah. I will need a moment of his time just to see if I can arrange a representative in his stead. There's some stuff going on with the giant camp, and hopefully it will assist with some of the issues we were hearing.
I've heard stories of giants. They are not supposed to like my kind.
That I've heard. So let's keep you away from them for now. But I want to try to broker peace between the two groups, and hopefully the manpower between them, they can settle.
To wait a while for the abbot to be free. I don't think these people will take kindly to you talking to him instead of them, as you just got here.
Can you recommend can you recommend somebody else, maybe other than the abbot, who may have the voice of the people here?
I don't know anybody. I've spent some time talking to the abbot, that's about it.
Okay, I didn't know if there was anybody that you had seen the abbot talk to in your short time here, because we've been gone for a little bit. Well,
I will take out a slip of parchment and scribble a little note, and it'll just say, I know you're busy, but it's important. Do you have a right hand I can speak with? Caladrel. And I'll use Mage Hand just to float it over into just like not right in his face, but in the eye line of the father.
One of the Templars that's nearby the father, like right next to the father, reaches out and snatches the note and starts, looking it over.
I'll just kind of wave my hand, so if they look up, they'll see where it came from.
Just kind of look over at in your direction suspiciously, and then just kind of like stands at the father's side.
I was afraid of that. I don't want to be rude, but this is urgent. I'll approach the Templar.
Templar, who did read the note, looks. How tall are you, Caldwell?
6'2".
So is looking right at you. And he's kind of like frowns a bit in his helmet. You seem to have urgency, but so do all of these people. He gestures at the crowd.
I understand completely. Is there anyone that can speak on the father's behalf in the meantime? It's regarding the giant issue in the farms.
The farms. Even.
I have a potential solution, but I need someone to speak with.
What kind of solution? Are you looking to request Templar help? Is that why you're here? The farmers asked for your help, and you decided that you need Templar help.
I understand how it may appear, but please do not make any assumptions. Let me make my case. The hill giants that were attacking and raiding food apparently were completely rogue agents of a group that was farther into the wilderness. They attacked us, and we dealt with them. But there's a settlement that includes orcs, a few ettins, and ogres, but they're led by a few hill giants, and they are actually quite civil. They are refugees from the Imperium as well, and they simply want safety and security. But with their manpower and your numbers, there's a chance all of you can settle here peacefully. And I heard some concerns with housing. Maybe they can help quickly construct housing as well, so everyone has safety. However, in order to broker peace, I need a representative of the refugees to show that they're peaceful. Because the giants, they are afraid that all the people here are direct followers of the Imperium and are going to try to chase them out.
Templar kind of nods slowly at that. Yes, you should be able to speak to the abbot eventually on this matter. The abbot currently has other concerns concerning the refugees, and this still will have to wait till later today.
In the meantime, though, I have heard concerns of housing. Are there any clear bits of land you might be able to point me to? I can see about using my magic, maybe constructing some rough huts. Or at least shells that people can make into a shelter.
The housing isn't exactly the concern. There are lots of old buildings surrounding the cathedral, and outside of that, there are the farms. So there isn't that much open land, and what land there is has been taken by the tents and the new latrines.
Okay. So that information's useful. Thank you. I'll come back later. I'll think on this though and see if there's any way I can help with the other issues.
The Templar nods a bit. Paler's light shine on you, and look forward to the abbot. The abbot will look forward to speaking to you in person soon.
If you, obviously at your leisure and when he has a moment, pass him the note and just tell him to have someone grab me when necessary.
I do know
I understand.
Job. The Templar just kind of cuts you off there.
I honestly didn't hear what you said, Grizz, over the click.
The Templar says that he knows his job. It's like you're basically in his mind you're explaining his job to him by,
Hmm.
basically he knows what he's doing. You don't need to go into detail.
Okay. And Caladril will go back to the group. The Templar will pass it on to the father, but in the meantime, we might need to make ourselves busy. It'll be a while before he can speak to us.
All right.
Hmm.
Um,
How far of a walk is it from here to the farm to the encampment again? Was it a few hours?
It
The
was-
farm is like 10 minutes up the road by cart.
Mm-hmm.
The refugee camp is basically what the things that are around the cathedral. The cathedral is basically the
Yeah.
main thing that was here.
So,
That was in use.
when I say
beforehand.
encampment, I was meaning the one for the giants.
Let's see.
Was it an
So,
hour or two?
It was like a full 3 hours. But you couldn't use it. There was no like cart service out there, so it was 3 hours. A 3 hours walk,
Okay.
basically.
Hmm. I need to find a priest.
There's one.
points at the abbot.
Yeah.
Are they allowing entrance into the cathedral itself?
No, they're all basically the dragon is currently sitting in front of the doors. The abbot's there. Several Templars are there. Basically, they're all talking to the people out on the street, right
Okay.
out on the front of the cathedral.
Right. I will wander to the back then. Though I didn't catch their name. I think I had already walked off. Get back out toward the group. So I'll walk back to the cleric of Woos, the clergyman.
She's back praying in front of her shrine.
I apologize, ma'am, but I don't mean to interrupt, but by chance do you have any incense? I need to summon my familiar to send a message.
Yes, I actually do have some of that, some incense that can be used for familiars. And she gets up from her kneeling spot and goes into a small alcove where there are several small boxes and picks one up and opens it and pulls out an incense cone. I believe this should suffice.
Thank you very much. Do you take offerings of any kind?
Of course.
I'll go ahead and pull out 30 gold and hand it to her.
Thank you. And she kind of nods her head.
Take care.
You as well, child.
By chance, would there be a brazier anywhere in here?
In the Temple of Voos, no, you don't see any. Oh, I should say roll a perception, but you do a quick look around the room, because it's the temple is like one. It's not a huge room. It's not like the cathedral. But so yeah, you don't see any brazier anywhere. You just see the shrine.
Yeah.
Side of it.
I'll walk back around. I guess Caladril's gonna try and take a little while to find a brazier, if that means talking to a Templar, asking for entry for a moment, because he needs to summon his familiar to try to get a message to the giants.
Okay, so
that's what his intention is.
Okay, so that's
but
what
the
you're
others
gonna
can do their
So
things.
that's what you're going to be doing. What's everyone else doing?
Kurt is probably hanging around. The biggest part of the group.
I feel like. Sorry.
Nope. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like Sterling is just. I don't know what the hell he's doing. I don't even know what he's doing.
Actually, yeah, that's. I think I'll have more fun if I'm just lumbering around with Lancelot. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, those two. That'd be fun.
I'm using Lancelot as a landmark so that people can find us.
Almanet will, I imagine, like hanging around like with Kurt and Lancelot too. And like maybe she just like looks and like gets like a peek of the graveyard behind like the is it a cathedral or a temple to Palor? It's a temple, right?
It's like a shrine, really. It's
Shrine. Okay.
well, it's like a very small, tiny temple comparatively. It's like just a tiny
Yeah.
little building.
Yeah.
Like a temple
So-
would have like more than one room in it. Like would have a main room for prayer and then like smaller rooms maybe for like
It's
something
a
to sleep in.
shrine.
Shrine. A shrine is lucky if it has like some place for somebody to sleep. It's like more like
Yeah.
an object to look at. And use or something like that.
Can she? I imagine like maybe she can like peek and just see a little bit of the graveyard, and she'll she'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go do a couple things. I'm going to go and commune for a moment, and then I might go to the south of camp just to see if I can run some tests, maybe, and see what.
Tests.
To see if she can figure out the sickness.
Yeah.
So she'll go to the I guess the statue or shrine to Aquare. And then she will go to the south of camp. But she was just relaying that to Kurt, Clay, and Char, and whoever's hanging around, and just say that that's what I'm going to do. I'll be back.
So, Chara, where are you going in all this?
Good question. Because I don't know.
Almanet's not asking for privacy either. She's just saying that's what she's going to do, just for the
Yeah.
record.
Kurt is gonna walk over and punch you in the face later.
Cool.
If needed.
A promise is a promise, yeah.
Chard,
That is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Chard's gonna do. I haven't played him for a while, so I don't know what he would do in this situation.
Join us for shenanigans.
You know what? Why not? What the heck?
Because what could
Nice.
go wrong?
All right.
Nice.
So Amunet, you're doing something. You're doing something private, and Caladril's doing something private.
I mean, hers isn't like private. That's what I was kind of
Is
saying.
you're not near the rest of the group.
If no one wants to come, then yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. The four of you are wandering off together. What sort of shenanigans will you get up to?
So this refugee camp, I mean, what is there to do whilst we wait to find a representative?
Roll perception check, Kurt.
Yes. Yes.
Holy
Even as you
crap.
step away from Amunet has gone off somewhere, Caladril's gone off somewhere, and you step down from where Isthmus is, your delicately attuned nostrils pick up the faint odor of baking bread and some kind of fruity pastry.
We can stock up on bread. That's a fun thing to do.
Stocking up on bread is fun.
Let's go to the bread makers. The bakers, as I'd like to call them.
Alright.
So Kurt just starts leading the crew unless they're gonna split
Survival
off.
check at advantage. disadvantage.
What? Oh, survival check. Sorry, I didn't hear the first word.
Sorry.
Mhm.
You start wending your way through the tents, through the old buildings that have been sitting empty for hundreds of years, till finally, past some areas that have overgrown, some places that have got semi-wild trees. So they appear to be some variety of apple, but it looks like, basically you've got all those nice orchards and such, right? And every once in a while,
Yeah.
fruit will be picked up and deposited somewhere else. And if nobody's
Hmm.
cultivating that land, it's possible a regular tree will grow. And these are the
Yeah.
results of untended apple trees that have grown wild in this one particular area, that are half shielding a location. It's unclear what the building used to be used for, but you definitely see bits of smoke coming up from it now, and there's signs that it has recently been worked on. That somebody came in the last 2 months and has boarded some stuff up, has put in some new stones, and seems to have taken this area over for themselves. The apple trees, you do see rotted cores on the ground and whatnot, but you do see evidence that someone has been plucking apples from these trees, and the scent is filling your nostrils. In fact, Sir Lancelot, Clay, and Char can all smell it now. That there's something being made with apples inside this building.
See, I told you.
Mm.
Now, I may have been spending a lot of time down in the Underdark, but that is a baker's shop. It's gotta be.
Or just someone baking.
They purposely put that in a spot where everyone could smell it. I mean, you could all smell it, right?
Looks where they are.
I'm sure they're bringing in the customers. Let's go.
I'm not entirely sure that's correct.
Neither am I.
Bangs on the door.
Cautiously, a Goliath peeks its head out of the door, slowly opening it and looking down at the group of you.
Are you the baker?
Scans you over, and then kind of seems to relax a bit. You're a bit better dressed than the rest of the refugees, but you don't look to be Templars either.
This is the-
but that's it.
This is the baker's shop, right? I can smell it.
It's not really a shop, not yet. And of course, if the Templars caught us over here, they would insist that everything be taken back down, and that they start. But my friends really wanted to get into baking. They brought enough flour with them. They found some chickens, and now that they're saying that, you do detect, Kurt, your sensitive nose does smell a bit of chicken nearby.
Yeah. Ah, yes. I can smell 7 of them.
Yeah, cause there are clearly the smell of chickens. They really wanted to make something more than just regular food. I mean, they've been making bread too, but they wanted to.
My kind of people. Well, you said you hadn't set up shop yet, but that means that I could be the first customer.
Does this mean you have money and you wish to exchange money for a pie?
Yes. I have money, and I want to have pie.
Right.
And I won't tell the paladins.
Right. That's good. Right.
But I might tell fellow pie lovers.
All right. Come in, and The
No.
Goliath yells out, Abbott, Ogra, some non-threatening people here to see you about the pies.
Non-threatening people.
Non-threatening people. As a armed group of individuals walk in.
And you see what's pretty much, it's mostly like, clearly an old building that's, made of stone, old construction, a dirt, it was once a dirt floor, but now there's like, new planks and stones that have been laid down, like, it's now kind of a haphazard floor, but it's been mostly pounded flat, and there's like, bits and pieces of, what looks like cobbled together furniture, like no real official furniture, but like, some things that, somebody with some extra lumber on their hands, like, might have put together. Like a small chair with a bit of a cushion that somebody made, probably from some old destroyed clothes. Another little touches here and there. Clearly somebody that's like trying to make a home, like a homestead, basically in a squatter in a squatter's squatter's home, basically. And a dark-skinned halfling sticks his head out from what most likely is the kitchen, because you being Kurt, which that this is where the scent is coming from.
I see it in your eyes. You're the baker.
And yeah, me and my wife, we're bakers.
Well, I am the customer.
That's wonderful. We just pulled some from the oven. It kind of like gives you a strange look as a look of worry crosses his face. How did you find us?
I just tap my nose.
You didn't see any Templars around, did you?
Only at the temple.
Oh, good. Well, we're kind of worried about that. I know there's some of the others out there will, defend us in taking up residence here. I mean, it's not like anybody was using this place. It was old and abandoned, and it's been centuries. But some of those Templars out there, they treat all of these old ruins like they're sacred. It's not like the cathedral. It's not like we're trying to set up shop in the cathedral or anything like that.
No, but that would be a good place to set up a bakery, I would say.
No.
But I like your resourcefulness. I really like this.
Yeah,
You're more than surviving, you're thriving.
Yeah, and it's not like we're stealing any of the fruit from the orchard. These trees are all wild here. No one's sending.
Where do you get the wheat? Or flour?
We then kind of gives you a look, and another woman equally as dark-skinned sticks her head out, and she grins broadly. We brought that all with us from the north. Yeah, I know some of our friends were, thought we were crazy to bring that, and said, why didn't we bring already made food, and why are we carrying around all this flour? But Abbott and I and Hillstomp here, we all felt that it was very important to have and keep. We were just thinking that all we could make maybe is make us some basic bread. But when we found the trees here, we've caged our chickens in the yard, and we're making pies.
A rogue pie shop. I like it. You're off the grid, but you're still making it.
At some point, we're gonna need some actual butter. We've been getting by with some of the eggs for the crust, but we could really use some butter. Some of our fellows did manage to bring down some cows with them as they were running.
Yes. But I'm sure if you can just get this head start, I'm sure you will be doing just fine once things get settled down.
We don't have any tables, but we can. I'll bring her a pie, and she disappears back into the kitchen, and her husband looks over her shoulder and looks at you, and looks over up at the Goliath and says, we'll be right back. And he kind of vanishes into the kitchen as well. The Goliath is looking around for for a place for you guys to sit, and sees that there's really only the one chair there.
Oh, we're used to huffing it. I can see that these planks on the floor are new, and at the very least, it wouldn't mind. That doesn't bother me.
Kind of repurposed from other things. Like a cart, part of a cart that, wasn't going to be running anymore. The, one of the wheels got turned into a small table, but it's not good yet. It's got holes in it.
Well, I turn to my companions. We're having pie.
Okay.
It's good for morale.
Hey, Char, I want to know, what happened to your pets?
I still have I still have my.
When you looked away, Kurt ate them. No.
I still have my snake with me.
You just release the rest into the wild.
Roll a medicine check on your snake.
Oh.
Medicine check my snake, but I've been.
Oh, come on.
Why?
He fed them.
I fed my snake.
It's slow and lethargic, but it's still alive.
Oh, God.
I've fed my snake, thank you very much.
I mean, snakes can go like 2 weeks without food also. So.
That takes a while for them to digest anything.
I've lost track of my day counter.
So anyway, Kurt is going to pay for pies to eat here, but he's also discussing bringing one pie with him.
He'll stop, looks down at you. You said you wanted to pay for these pies. What do you have in trade?
Well, will money do, or would you like some?
Money will be fine. But we could also use supplies. There's not a lot of traders here at the moment.
I don't have any butter.
Alright.
But I guess I could. I could split with some spices.
Spices would be great. Evan and Ogre would love some spices. They had to leave most of their supply behind. They managed to bring the flour and the sugar, but they used up the last nutmeg they had and the last bit of cinnamon they had.
Oh, I got some cinnamon and some pepper in case you're doing something else. What have we got here? Salt, peppers, and I just rattled up a couple of spices that I would have.
And the Goliath's eyes keep going wide, and it's like they would be very grateful for whatever you can contribute.
Well, I mean, spices for pie and a couple gold coins.
He looks astonished. His jaw is dropping.
I mean, I'm paying the gold coins because if I ever come through here again, I'm definitely gonna be needing a pie. And I'd rather you stay in business.
The Goliath impulsively picks you up and hugs you.
Alright there, fella. It's just for a pie. No other services needed.
So a hot pie comes out of the oven in a small tin that looks like it was hammered recently into a pie shape. And the smell of cooked apple with sugar and a bit of cinnamon comes wafting towards you. As
I think
the two halflings bring it out, and they have an apologetic look on their face and says, "We were able to make the pie tins what we were able to salvage from things, but unfortunately we don't have much in the way of utensils or plates to share with you."
Kurt is like already eating with his hands, right? Oh, right. I have some utensils, but I mean, just travel utensils, and my party uses them, so I can't depart with them. But if I ever come across more utensils, I could always get some spare for you.
The Goliath looks over at them and says, "He's giving us not only gold but spices." And their eyes are just going wide at this mention. And
No more hugs.
and Ogre rushes back to the kitchen and brings out another pie fresh from the oven.
Yeah, Kurt is like sitting, like getting his bags of spices and like dividing up, pouring some into new bags and like setting them up for him.
Both of the halflings seem to have tears in their eyes at this point, and they after providing you with a third pie that Abbott has run off to the kitchen to get, and a small bundle with hot biscuits inside.
Yeah. So, how big are these pies?
Two halfling. They are like the 9-inch radius pies, sort of things. Like they're nice sized.
Oh, okay, so that's like a full meal.
A full meal for a dwarf, and it's like something that can be shared among friends. Yeah, but you now have 3 pies. What of which you've eaten?
Yep. So I mean, I've shared it with everyone here.
Yeah.
We've eaten.
He says, if you could see to it possibly bringing back the pie tins, that would be great. We're still, we're cobbling what we can together, but it would be great if you can return those. 'Cause we can also use them as eating dishes.
Okay, hold on. And I'm just gonna like take a bag, extra little bag I have, and just like takes the stuff out of it and push it down into another bag, and you just take one of the pies out to scoop it out, put it in. Just scoop it out, just put it in the bag. Like I don't care if it breaks down a little bit. It's pie.
Yeah. So you've got basically 2 pies and a small cloth wrapped parcel of biscuits.
All right. So I think this is how Kurt wanted to spend the time. He said if anyone else wanted to chat about stuff,
I feel like Shalata is just chuckling at this, basically. He finds this very nice.
The first thing a new piece of society needs is a good bakery.
It definitely does assist.
That would be wonderful. Well, we look forward to hopefully keeping this spot as ours. Building it up as a proper bakery.
I look forward to seeing more.
Well, if the paladins tell you no, just hand them over a pie and they'll change their mind, because these are delicious.
Thank you. What do the rest of you guys do while you're sitting in there?
Yeah.
Clay?
Kind of hooked.
Char?
No.
You know? I don't know if you can make much use of this, but he'll pull out of his bag that decent-sized box that's now empty. And hold it up, and he'll set it down. Maybe you can use this for storage or something.
You.
I will remove that from my inventory.
Yeah, the 2 halflings look quite grateful towards you, and the Goliath seems to be pleased with everything that's going on as well.
Ah.
Aww.
There's some shit. Okay. So I guess we just spend our time eating pie, and I intend to plan like to bring at least 1 pie with me so that I can share it with the other.
Yeah, I
others.
imagine that like 1 pie creates the second pie. Sir Lancelot, Char, and Clay eat, And then the third pie, which is in pieces, you're bringing back to share.
Yeah. Crumbs.
And the biscuits.
And the
Oh, yeah.
biscuits. I got crumbs and biscuits.
Alright. I'm going to check on the others.
Fire, and she gets temporary
Hello.
HP.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay, so after a while, Caladriel, your summoning comes through, and you send off Callie. What exactly were you doing again, Amunet?
Aminet is going to the graveyard to go speak to her patron, and then she's going to the south side of camp to look at the sick people.
Alright, so you spend some time, communing with your patron. Basically, you don't get any words, but you do get the feeling that you're on the right path, so to speak. Like, a feeling of contentment
Well,
that you're doing right.
I needed to talk to her about what happened the night before, though.
Okay, I'm spacing on that, unfortunately.
I will send you a message. Because I'm not going to say it. Hold on.
Oh, that's right. There was something that happened, and I completely.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what happened.
Eyes rolled back in her head. Something happened. Something might have said some words.
Right. I was just trying to save a reason that Caladriel might have run into Amunet during all this. Like maybe when she heads down to the to take the samples.
I was thinking that at some point while she was doing her stuff, I would have run into her because, like I said, I'll be using my resources to heal people as needed, using my healing lights for minor things, saving my disease curing essentially with lesser restoration for like death's door kind of thing. Like if they have a racking cough, whatever this might be, I'll try to use lesser restoration to remove it. Because Galadriel does have a couple questions for Amunet.
Oh yeah, I'd nearly forgotten about that.
Kind of important. Just a little bit.
Alright. So what sort of ritual do you wish to perform to get your god's attention at this point?
She's going to go to the statue and she's going to pull out some of the mushrooms she has from the Underdark and place it in one of her hands. And she'll unfurl the wings.
Everything just seems to be very clouded in your mind for some reason. So you spend a while looking up at the statue of Quer, and other than the minor feeling of heading in the right direction, as I said before, you don't seem to be getting her full attention, or she already knows what you're going to say and she doesn't have anything to add to it. It's hard to tell what exactly. Gods can be quite mysterious, even the ones that talk to you sometimes.
But she's not getting more of a feeling of the reason why she wanted to talk to her, that being a problem. She's not sensing that influence, correct?
Correct.
Okay, good. Then she wouldn't freak out. Then she's fine. Okay, then she'd go to the south side of the camp. Put the wings away.
At which point you're seeing Caladriel there, like, surveying sick people. Roll me a medicine check, please, Caladriel.
Medicine. Wow.
You start looking at some of the people who claim to be sick, but you're not really seeing it. It's like, maybe they're just exhausted from everything, and maybe they're just fatigued from the war to the north, and it's the trip down here and living in close proximity with other refugees. But other than that, it's like really hard to tell.
Okay.
And at this
I'm gonna probably walk up and see Cal.
Yep. him looking over a small dwarf child of an indeterminate sex.
Hey, Amunet.
Hey, what's going on with this one?
So I'm checking over some of the group, see what kind of sickness they might be dealing with, but I'm having trouble telling if it's simply fatigue or some kind of pathogen. Could I get a second opinion?
Yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to come down here and see if I could figure something out. I'm not really super good with medicine, but I am good with disease and poison. So I might be able to figure out it that way. Maybe not the cure, but at least try to figure out what it is.
Okay. Give me a medicine check.
Fuck.
Can I?
No, because you already did the roll, so she's just looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I can. Can I pull out any bullshit? Hold on. Please hold. Searching for bullshit. I don't think I have any. Not on this character. Okay. Well, she has a legendary bullshit, but that's a separate type of thing.
Separate issue.
A separate issue.
You have a better medicine check than Caledgeville does. You have a +2 to your medicine. And you have
Not too bad.
So you're looking over this child that he's saying he doesn't know what might be wrong, and this child and a couple of the other dwarves and humans around. You can tell that their skin tone is kind of turning a bit redder than it should be. The dwarves seem to be of a natural, stony, what was it? Pale, more like grayish skin toned dwarves. The humans, most of them are fairly fair skinned in this group. So it's kind of clear that they're all looking very kind of red in the face and look to be sweating a bit. The child seems to be coughing. This seems a bit more severe than mere fatigue and stress. This seems like it's some sort of illness.
What? Okay. Do I see any other races other than human and dwarf experiencing this?
See, those are the ones that are right here, right now, in front of you. Looking around, roll a perception check.
Okay. Gonna see if anybody else has it.
Looking around, you don't see too much. You see mostly humans and dwarves in this area. Though, out of the corner of your eye, you do think that you see a dark-skinned halfling coughing as they walk down the street. You also think you see a lizard folk, but they seem like perfectly fine. Their green skin is doesn't seem to be sweating. Of course, considering that they might be cold-blooded, it's unlikely that they would be.
Can I retroactively do something, or if not, she's gonna do it now. Can she pull up her cowl a little bit with all the coughing to cover her nose and mouth?
I would have figured she would have.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just realized that. I was like, she probably would have done that.
That's a sort of retroactive thing that I accept as a retroactive versus certain other things, but
okay.
I figure that, given your character.
Yeah. I'm getting AFK real quick. Elf's letting the dogs down. I just gotta get him.
Okay.
Ominet's gonna, I guess, bend down to the dwarf, boy, the child, yeah,
The
boy,
child
girl,
of indeterminate sex.
Indeterminate sex. That was right. I remember now. Yeah. So, when did you start feeling ill?
It was yesterday. Started not feeling good. My tummy's hurting and I'm coughing.
Back.
Welcome back. Aminet asked the dwarf child how long when they started feeling. She said yes. They said yesterday. So 24-hour incubation. What did you do the day before you got sick?
I was there was we were just getting water um for our camp area. We needed drinking water and we were really thirsty.
Where did you get the water from?
For the main line was full. There was a lot of people over there fishing, so there was one of the smaller creeks that runs through some of the old parts of what used to be this city. These little gullies, these little creeks that water
Okay.
runs through.
Okay. Hold on. It's gonna. Does she have anything? Is there like a glass or something around?
You hear other people coughing around as well.
Oh
kind of
shit.
watching it.
Okay.
Just, it's like the kid here, and then there's like other dwarves and humans.
And I'm really sorry, I couldn't quite hear what the child was saying. Where was the water? Where'd they get it from?
They called it a creek.
Mm-hmm.
And said it was something that was running through these little channels in the
Older parts of the city.
Because it's like this is a completely ruined city. Only the cathedral stands tall and proud. That's still in use.
Yeah.
So there's like all these old ancient city bits that have been there for like thousands of years that have been out of disuse in the last 1,000 years since this part of the world lost its status as a city.
Yeah.
Okay, Amanet's gonna do two things. She's gonna go and just kind of she'll take her water skin and put, if there's like a cup for the boy or the non-determinate sex of this dwarf to them, and she will. Sorry, for some reason I keep going boy. I don't know why.
You don't know.
Yeah, I know. No, I don't know. So fill up the glass and just give them a sip of water.
The puts out shaky little hands and brings the cup to their lips and sips.
She's going to just go to a few others and see if they also drank from the same water. If the answer is yes, then she's gonna. Is there somebody kind of trying to tend to the sick in this area?
It looks like right now it's just you and Caldril.
Lovely. Okay, that's nice. She's going to. Is there a bucket of? Can she find the source of where they put the water?
This particular group takes you over to the bucket. It's mostly empty. There's just some dregs down at the bottom.
Yeah. Can she run a test on that?
Sure.
She'll pull out her kit.
Basically, get the from earlier. Basically, they all seem to have been drinking the same water supply. It looks
okay.
like while the adults were doing heavy lifting chores, and some of the others, they had tasked. Well, water supply is kind of heavy lifting, but they were basically tasking the children to bring back some buckets of water, sort of stuff, and this is what seemed to happen as a result.
Okay, I think there's something in the water source that is that's making everybody sick.
Yeah, but running through the ruins, I doubt it's clean.
Yeah, it's not. The only thing I could think, it could be many different things. Especially if he said that, or they said that there were people fishing in the regular water source, so they went to a different one. We just need to make sure that they don't use it, or we can go and check it out and see if we can if it's something that we could remove or purify. I don't know. Does your magic, can you purify water?
Unfortunately, I can't purify water. However, at minimum, I can go ahead and take the day and use what magic I have to cure those that are the worst. I'm thinking the young and the older and infirm will be the most vulnerable, so I'll prioritize them. The middle-aged, that the youthful should hopefully be able to fight it off. If you want to at least get started on finding a lead on that water source, maybe
Yeah.
educate them on how to purify water, like by boiling it first.
I'm gonna
See if we
go
can-
get Char. Is what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And also boiling water and survival. I'm gonna go grab the others, and
All
then
right.
I'll be back.
Okay.
So she'll go and grab everybody and see what shenanigans they've been up to.
All right.
Hello.
my goodness.
What are the rest of you guys doing when Amunet finally tracks you down and finds you?
Oh no, she found us. Everyone scatter.
Oh god.
I'm like, Curtis like, are you just walking in through the door?
I don't know where the fuck you are. She's just
Oh.
looking for
I
you.
think you would have left the place that you were at, and you guys
Oh.
were on the street. What do you
I was gonna be like, it's a fuss, scatter.
Yeah. I genuinely have no idea what y'all have been doing, so.
Oh,
I mean, it
we've been doing some.
was probably
So what are you doing when she runs into you on the streets?
we're probably walking to try to find them.
Yeah.
Probably looking in the wrong direction.
Clay's in a hut making clothes.
Yep, that's what he's doing.
Nice. Hey, I guess Clay's busy. I need y'all's help. Do you got a sec?
Mm-hmm.
He's in a clay hut.
Roll a perception check.
Me?
Yes.
Okay. Perception.
So you notice that as you're getting up to Kurt, that Kurt's beard is filthier than normal. It seems to be filled with flecks of something a little bit green, something a little bit red, and bits of looks like something bready or something along those lines. All
Hold
part of his
on.
beard. And he wasn't
What?
like that when you last saw him.
Pulls out alchemy kit. Holds up finger. Kurt, come here. Pulls out vial and scientific tongs and just starts picking stuff out of beard and putting samples in.
Here, no. I have better. Here, you can have this sample. I pulled out the bag. Here, have a sample.
What is it?
Pie.
Pie. What is pie?
You never had pie.
I don't think
Such
so.
a sad existence.
Hey now.
But don't worry, we can change that. Have some pie.
Okay.
I bought it by a backstreet vendor.
Cock's head to side.
They're undercover. They're hiding from the law.
Narrows eyes, Kurt. Now, if you get me sick, I'm not gonna like it.
You're gonna like it.
You just see Sir Lancelot like licking his lip. And just like stops.
I got biscuits as well, but I thought about saving it for later.
Biscuits. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. Give me the pie. Do you call it pie? Pie.
Pie. And I open the bag and it's kind of mushed and crumbled, but yeah, it's still pie.
You see bits of apples that have been stewed a bit, flecks of pastry. It's definitely not in the pie. It basically looks like, a strange mess, but it also looks oddly delicious.
Yeah, she'll try some.
Roll a Constitution saving throw. Let's see how you react to it. You've never had apple pie before, so let's see how.
I don't think she has.
Oh my god! It is the most delicious thing that you've ever tasted. How have you gone all of your life without ever having this flavor in your mouth?
Oh, that's amazing.
I told you. And I
Oh,
hand
wow.
her the bag. Like, munch on that. It's good for morale.
Oh, thank you. We better eat and walk and talk.
Oh, right, you had something important.
A little bit.
Got a little bit sidetracked. Bye.
Thank you for this. This is fucking delicious. Okay, so the southern part of the camp. You remember they said there was people getting sick.
Yes?
I think it's because of a contaminated water source. Caladrill and I have been down there just kind of helping out. There's many down there that have a fever. You guys might want to cover your faces when we get down there. But fever, cough, red in the face. Since everybody's been doing all sorts of work around here, they got the kids to get the water, and they took it from an old place in the ruined part of the city, the older part, and I need help trying to find the source of the contamination, or help them know how to properly prepare water for drinking. I guess until the abbot's ready. I mean, it's something we can do. That would be helpful.
All right, let's head to the water source.
Yeah, I didn't know, Char. Do you have magic that can, I guess, purify disease or something from water? Or does it, I don't know. It's not a gift that I have.
If you give me a day, I can have it.
Would that do a whole source, or is it only like a certain amount of?
It's only a certain. Hang on, is it? Yeah, it's only a certain amount.
Okay, well, I guess we can try to find the source of the contamination first, and then go from there. Thank you. Just this way. And she'll lead them through to the camp, and then I guess they'll make way to the old side, check in with Caladrill, and then make their way to the old side of the city to see if they could find the gully, the creek that the kid was talking about.
Someone's poisoned a water hole.
Alright. So
There's a snake in my boot. I'll read it later.
Toy Story.
I haven't seen the original Toy Story in forever, but I could probably log into Disney Plus and watch it again.
And how long would it have taken for her to find them, like, let them know what's going on, and then get back to me?
Maybe about 20 minutes.
They'll just find me sitting on the ground outside of a tent.
You find yourselves in the southeastern section of this camp, and yeah, there are groups of people, mostly humans and dwarves, gray-skinned dwarves, and light-skinned humans, all kind of with currently a group of them just currently with a kind of reddish complexion, coughing, and looking like they're sweating a lot. And as you get close, you do hear somebody throwing up off to one side.
I wouldn't take, as we were walking up, I believe I have. Just trying to remember what I called it.
Aminette will pull her cowl up before they got there too.
My Zaladin, quote unquote, tavern. He'll take that and kind of like wrap it around his face, like the bottom half of his face where it covers his nose and mouth.
Alright.
Curtis like pulling out an extra pair of like socks, and one of them has a hole in them, and he's like, he just takes the whole one and then kind of attach it.
Well, you could just throw a sock with a hole in it over your face, and the hole is where your eyes are.
I don't
like a-
think my head would fit.
One way to find out.
Remember, he's got a luxurious beard. I don't think that would work. Not if they're dwarf-sized socks.
So I basically have a sock that just barely covers my nose and mouth.
Chow just pulls shut over his mouth.
It's a little bit hard to talk like this.
Alright, you're all safety geared up, and you are in the midst of a group of humans and dwarves that appear to be sick.
I was able to cure 2 of them, but I need another 30-40 minutes before I can keep going.
Did you want to come to the ruins or stay here?
If I'm going to the ruins, we'd obviously just have to be careful.
The question
If
is,
we run into...
who did you cure? Did you cure that kid, or did you cure some other people?
I would have done a quick look around, and if anyone literally looks like they're on death's door, I would have prioritized them. The kid sounded pretty rough with how shaky he was, so I most likely would have used a lesser restoration on him as well.
Okay, so give me a quick retroactive investigation check.
Okay.
I might have a pissed off cat here in a second. I might have to do it.
Good. Wait, no, that's bad.
Cat.
Yeet that kitty.
She's just gonna want out.
Kitty.
The poor shit.
I've got a kitty in front of me at the moment. Half on my notepad. So Caladriel, you did happen to find somebody who was in a lot worse shape than that kid. It looked like a young man, a human, who's again, like normally what looks like light complexion, but their skin has gone from red to kind of an ash color, which isn't normal for the rest of the humans in the area.
Yeah. Then I'll definitely heal him as well. And as I'm doing so, did you drink some of the water yesterday as well?
Nods.
Hmm.
Yeah.
For now, rest. But if anyone comes in here to visit you, tell them to spread the word. Don't drink any water. That source was tainted. And if you drink anything, boil the ever-loving hell out of it. You understand me?
We're so thirsty. What are we supposed to be drinking?
You can drink the water, but boil it first. It will keep you alive.
I haven't been able to make a fire down here. There's just not enough wood and too many people.
I'll do what I can to help. But just do what you can. It will keep you safe.
Nods. Thank
Okay.
you.
I need to go find others to help. And then they would have bumped into me.
Yeah, the dwarf child is looking much better. Their complexion is going back to a more normal gray for them.
Also, guys, if possible, I want to figure out some way to help them start fires to boil water. They did mention that they don't really have the wood to make the fires to boil water. And there's so many of them.
Okay.
There's something to keep in mind.
Well, okay. Okay. Let's find the contamination source, and then we can, once we find that, we can, I guess, grab some more on our way back. Okay, there's a pissed off cat. I need a BRB.
Wonder why she's pissed off. Mine is currently
Not sure.
calmly on my mouse pad.
Sorry.
Why was your cat pissed off?
So, my husband has been very diligent over this quarantine and has been exercising every day, and he's been running around the living room.
Good for him.
And so he puts on music on the TV, and so it was really loud. And so I closed the door, and she was asleep for the first 2 hours, and now she needs to use the litter box. So she's like, "Let me out!" I just had the door closed.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That wasn't a I'm very upset meow. That was a the door is closed. Please open it meow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a cat. Do my bidding, human meow.
You have offended me, mortal.
Pretty much. The usual like cat phrase that prefaces everything else. But yeah.
Petting will continue, or we'll get the claws again.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so we need to find the contamination source, get them some water, and then we need to get them wood so they can build fires.
How would you like to go
Yes.
about it? What's your plan of action here?
Okay, let's think. I can test the water very well and figure out if it is the source of contamination. It could be anything from a plant, a carcass in the water, could be something else entirely. But I should be able to test the water to find it. So I need to go to where the water is. Lancelot, you are very, very strong.
Yes.
Would you be opposed to chopping some wood and helping them gather some wood for fires?
I can do this.
If we get you an axe, okay. Thank you. Looks at Caladriel. You want to stay here with the sick, correct? And save your magic?
If possible, I would like to stay here and help who I can.
Okay.
If you need me, you'll know where I'll be.
Looks at Kurt and Char. We'll need somebody to, I guess, maybe identify the best type of wood for fires and somebody to help identify things that could be poisonous in water or help find a source of contamination. I don't know where you two find your skills best suited, but
Looks at Shah.
if one of you can come with me and one of you could go with Lancelot. Or I can just go to the water and y'all go. I could probably use some help.
Well,
Mostly fine.
surface world, Char. You want to go with having it? I could do it. Are you staring into space, Char?
Sorry, I disconnected. What's going on?
Oh,
Yeah, my chat connected.
Oh.
sorry.
Well, just answer the question. Yes or no?
No, I don't know what the question is.
Kurt, come with me, Aminet says.
What's going on?
Yeah, basically, Aminet was looking at Char and Kurt. We need one person to help Lancelot find the best wood that would be good for making fires. And then someone to come with me, Aminet, to try to find a source of contamination in the river.
I mean, if I knowing the location of the contamination, I'll be able to come back when I actually swap out my spells to decontaminate it.
I mean, that works. Whoever. Just one go with Lancelot, one go with Aminet, so that way we don't split up we'll have one person solo. Caladriel will be surrounded by people, though, so not totally alone.
So Chow goes with Aminet. I stay with Lancelot.
Okay.
Clay is in his clay hut, and Caladriel is with the people.
Clay is giving out clothes, being Mr. Fashion.
I don't think he's giving them out.
Oh, you making money up there?
He's making clothes.
Quentin's typing.
Quentin is typing. What message could he send us in this time of need?
Just making a big project. Hmm. Cool. All right. Cool. Well, then we divide and conquer. Or
Come on,
divide.
Lancelot. Let's find some burnable trees. I'm sure that's a task that will be hard to do.
Yes.
We might not succeed. We might not even return.
I would like a wisdom saving throw from the druid, please.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
It's probably best that Charlie.
Say this when I'm not near you, god damn it.
Shut up, you tree hugger. Yes. Burn.
Yeah, you're hearing your friend and companion just talking about burning trees casually, and you want to cry or hit him or something along those lines, but you are capable of
Yeah.
maintaining and making your own choices.
Just ignore it.
Oh God, you're a huge robot right now. We can't make out
Yeah,
a
robot.
word there.
Why,
Oh, God.
Matt? Why?
Oh no. I knew it. He's not a druid. He's a robot.
Here, I will do. Hold on, where's me?
It was a scam the entire time.
Eh.
Curtis gonna start singing, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Where's my tech thing? There it is. There we go.
Tech.
Went from a cat complaining to a dog making the I'm uncomfortable sound.
Yeah, and she literally like left the room for like just that amount of time, and now she's back. Are you happy?
She's sitting there washing her paws, isn't she?
Licking her butt.
That was better.
Mhm. Mhm. Silly cat.
She has to keep clean.
Yeah, she knows.
Am I any better? Or am I still robotic?
Yes, you are.
You're better.
You're very much better.
It's better.
Great. I guess I'll just stand here until the end of the game.
You stand there, your arms folded, looking mad.
No, I'm literally right next to the... looking at the moon right now.
Okay,
In hopes
that's what you
that
mean.
it doesn't cut out on me again.
Fair.
Impressive
But yeah.
maintenance.
Charles just gonna ignore Kurt. Probably best choice at the moment.
Rude.
Or would you rather me whack you?
Rude. Rude dude.
So what are you exactly doing, Caldril?
I'm staying back and just resting. And once I get my spell slots back, I'm trying to heal the next person down that seems to be suffering. Just doing what I can to kind of help people maintain their good health.
Okay. So, Amunet and Char. How do you wish to go about locating the water source?
I'm gonna because the dwarven child said that it was smaller creeks through the older parts of the city. So she would make way through to the older parts of the city and look for the smaller creek.
Roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Well, Amunet knows more about. Has the most information, so I guess I'll also look for the creek.
So, that information, in and of itself, isn't all that useful, as the entire place is old. But as you start your investigation, you're in the southeast section of this area where there's a good portion of a refugee camp going on here. Two things you discover. One is you're pretty sure that the creek the kid was referring to was some kind of drainage channel that would have been cut into the old roads inside the city, like things to channel rainwater or wastewater or any of those sort of things. That basically is formed into an accidental tributary, like maybe something's overflowing the banks, or is just like leaking water into one of those tubes. The other thing is that you have come upon a section of disrupted ground. Like the ground has basically this area, the ruins have completely crumbled, revealing dirt and trenches built. So this is a bit one section of this southern Asian area that someone seems to have built a latrine area in. The smell is quite powerful in the air, and so it's really hard to miss. And there's a few lines going in and out. Like they've managed to basically make it so that people are having a semi-private outhouse experience, made from dug into some sort of subsidence here. But it's slightly. It's not exactly a hill, but it's in a slightly uprised area. And with your investigation, you start to realize that some of the waste, especially when it gets mixed in with liquid, it can be carried down a bit south towards the direction of where you eventually happen upon a bit of flowing water that was coming down from the river, from the main river, which is actually to the north and west. But it's like things wend around a lot. Basically, a small, tiny trickle of water that basically the contaminants from the latrine would easily have a chance to get in contact with. A small stream of water that especially to a child, that probably is from a more developed urban area versus a less one that potentially has other ways of doing things, might not have realized the potential dangers here of bringing back the water.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so it's obviously the latrine that is causing people to get sick. It's way too close to this water source. Whoever did it. And lack of knowledge. They just. Yeah, this isn't a good source of water. How do we get rid of this? We need to purify this, or it's just going to keep seeping into the ground and into the water.
Yeah.
We could burn it out.
Roll an intelligence check.
Okay.
Alright. You're saying that, and it's like you're seeing people pass by you up to the latrine. This is a very active latrine. The chances of being able to purify it are the latrine itself would be nil, because people keep using it.
Okay.
Hence, they're constantly refilling the potential contamination. There might be some ways, like, maybe finding a way of building another latrine somewhere even further south, if people are willing to use that, or finding some way of keeping that one old
Water.
drainage area from being a drainage area, like basically keeping water from flowing down that way so that people are not tempted to use that potential water source.
Maybe we could divert the water?
Char? Rick?
Oh, we might have lost him again.
Ah, darn.
He might have disconnected.
Alright, if that's the case, I'm going to go check in with the lumberjack
Sure.
party and see how they're doing.
Go for it.
Meanwhile, lumberjacks.
Yes.
What is
I
your,
don't have an axe.
your plan of action?
Find a tree that's not being used somewhere.
Alright, roll an investigation check.
I imagine I'd be more assisting the nature, more the ranger.
Up to you guys.
Hello. I'll look for a tree. I believe I've seen one before. I think I know what they look like. They're not actually common down in the Underdark.
I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah, roll a investigation check with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Well, you do know that there's probably some wild trees around, like unlike the more cultivated orchards, which definitely have trusted trees, but people get cranky when you cut them down. I mean, after all, that's why the farmers to the north are upset at the giants.
So-
But you do know from your trip to the bakery that there are the occasional wild fruit trees in the area. Fruit trees seem to be the only type of tree in the vicinity. Most likely, again, the result of waste from the orchards, seeding things and growing new trees.
Yeah. There's probably a bunch of trees that maybe didn't grow perfectly and they've been kind of, tipped over by the wind, but they still survived and grew just low. And stuff like that. Kurt is just gonna have a look around. Does he see a woodcutter's axe or something the like that they've used to gather some wood before?
You have an axe, don't you, or is that a warhammer?
I have a warhammer.
Ah, darn.
I mean, I could
So,
get a
Lancelot,
tree
do you
down.
happen to have an axe?
He has on him. I no longer it no longer has that. He's got 3 long swords, a lance, and a sun sword.
Roll a second investigation check.
I will assist again.
Also, so let's roll an intelligence check as well.
Okay. So intelligence. Okay.
I'm bringing you to whispers. 1 second. You know, as you're standing there, like helping your friend, who's probably all excited once he's figured out where there's some trees, in the search, you're just like walking along with him, and you're thinking your thoughts, and you happen to look down when you're thinking about the axes and whatnot. He's probably asking if you have an axe on you, and you remember the day that you wished for the sun sword and it appeared, and you realize that you do still have one wish, but do you want to use it just for an axe, or do you want to use it for something bigger, or use it at all because your intelligence is so high that you could use that wish for something tiny like an axe, which is unlikely to go wrong. You could ask for something big and semi-big to help these people with some potential of things going wrong. You could ask for something really big for these people, and something might go majorly wrong elsewhere. Or you could save it for something and not know what you're going to use it for yet. But because your intelligence check is so high that everything is just coming at you at once with those possibilities.
I don't know what he's gonna do. He's gonna think. He's probably gonna keep looking around, but he's gonna think.
Okay. Yeah, with that intelligence check, I just want to make sure you are aware of your potential choices here.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty
Hello.
then. So, Kurt, you're very excited because you start heading to the south of the south side of the city again. You spot the bits of trailing smoke from the bakery once more, and you spot other trees, like some other. I mean, you also find a bunch of stumps, like some other people before you have had similar thoughts. But you do find several trees that, if you can chop them down, you might be able to make into wood.
All right. With the investigation check I rolled earlier to find the axe, did I find one?
So it's right. Second check was actually for the axe. Yes. So that's the cool thing. When you get to the trees down here and several stumps, you find resting atop one of the stumps, half buried into it, is an axe. Clearly designed for woodcutting.
I just stand above it like, only the true hero could pull the axe out of the stump, and I pull it out.
Drink check.
It's not me.
Kurt,
Only the true hero.
you
I
try
lie.
desperately to wrench the axe, but whoever put the axe in that tree stump, apparently went a little too deep, and it's stuck. Maybe that's why
I'm
it's
like,
still here.
Sir Lancelot, only a true hero, a knight, could pull the axe from this stump.
I guess you'll try to pull it since Bert does not seem to be having quite a good time.
Like,
Roll your strength check.
Could athletics work?
Yes. So, like, your little dwarf friend, he seemed to be pulling with all his might, but to no avail. You go over at his suggestion. You put one hand on the axe and just kind of, move it side to side for one moment, and then lift it out of the stump. No problem.
ah, the legendary hero of the axe. Now to fell them trees.
And you spend some time just chopping trees and chopping wood to make wood to make firewood.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then. Is Rick back?
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome back.
I believe with a stable connection.
All right. So, Amy Nuts, you were asking him something.
Oh, I was saying, we should try to find some way to divert the water. Maybe rocks, large rocks. I don't know.
Can I see any rocks around?
Well, right now you're very close to the latrine, and you're in the middle of basically an urban area. What was once an urban area where there's paved roads and everything like that have gone into disrepair. So there's cracks. There's the occasional bits of grass that have grown up between them. Some of the things that the Templars are probably kept it from becoming completely overgrown. But there are basically areas where the plants are winning. of the old stone.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. To divert it or just dry up the channel. I don't. I don't know. I mean, we can't. I don't know if we can do anything with just ourselves. So maybe when the group gets back together, we'll just let them know and see what we can
Yeah, that'll probably be better.
do. Hmm.
Okay. So sometime later, the group returns in the southeast section of the refugee camp, and this. You see Lancelot and Kurt coming forward. Do you guys have the bag of holding on you, or are you just carrying things in your hands?
We're carrying
Okay,
Yeah.
the
so they're both
firewood.
they both have ropes full of firewood. Like Lancelot clearly has several times the amount that Kurt's carrying, but Kurt is carrying a load of firewood.
Is it like a stick?
No.
Hey, y'all did well.
Let me tell you the tale of the hero who pulled the axe from the stump.
Listen,
No, you listen. You listen well. This man is no mere bugbear. He is a
I
lumberjack.
the question I have for you, Kurt and Lancelot, is do you care?
What?
Never mind. The joke was lost.
Oh,
Anyway,
but that's okay.
so we found out what's making the people sick. It is a latrine that is basically there's like a trickle, a little small stream, like connecting with like the latrine and bringing the water down to their main water source. So it's piss and shit.
Wow, that's disgusting.
Did you cut it off?
That's what we need help with. We need to cut off the water source.
Who's using it?
Well, the kids were using it because all the adults around here are complaining to the abbot and doing other things.
I mean,
So
They
that's
asked their children to
Yeah.
find water, so the children ran into the city rubble, found water, and thought they were doing what they were supposed to.
Mhm.
All
I mean,
so this.
we just need to plug a hole, right?
We need to. It's a very large latrine that people use. We need to divert the water, which we can do. I just don't. I can't. We can't do it just us. Points at Aminet and Char. We need help, like moving rocks, or I don't know how. If anybody has magic to destroy water or whatnot.
I can
I
hold her.
look at them. I look at my clay hut, and I'm like, I think I got this.
And I can help.
Okay.
And I can be there.
Maybe just ask some clerics to like purify water or something.
Yep. Hey, Grizz,
Yes.
would you say this would have been, what's the word? Would you say this would have lined up with me finishing a rest and having my spells, or would you say that I don't have my 2 spell slots?
So you were resting after the healing, I take it.
Yeah, but every time I would have had spells, I would have been using them again.
Yeah. So you would have gotten a rest in because they took some time study. Amunet and Char came back first, and it took Lancelot and Kurt a while to come back with the the lumber, so. So, what do you guys do next?
I suppose we're blocking the train.
The water source, not the latrine. It's too
Hmm.
big to block. We can't do that. We need to divert the water.
All right. Simple.
I'm just not very strong.
Hmm.
I can help, but
Same.
Well, alright. Manual labor. I mean, we could also. I guess the refugees are too busy with other things.
well, I'm just thinking here. Here's my. This is the reason why I'm bored getting all this done. First, we need everybody to be amicable for whenever we propose the giant situation. And everybody right now is very angry and needing things from that abbot. If we take care of this, one less thing that they have to deal with, we could also tell the abbot when we need a favor from him, that we at least got this done. Might make him a little bit more open to helping us. Yeah, it's a little bit of
I just hope
manual labor.
I just hope the Giants are reasonable when we can get back to them. They did request that we try to get there today.
Okay.
I sent them a message. I was able to summon Carrie finally, but I don't know if they can read. I read it in a couple languages, and I tried to find someone that with a couple different languages to make sure they can understand it. Worst case, they can pass it along to one of the orcs and translate, but
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, I understand. So we help them out, make sure they understand that we're trying, and then.
Ask for something in return.
Alright. Well, should we get going now? Do we have tools? Like shovels, spades?
Check's fucking bag.
we have two people that can magically move Earth at will.
Oh, well, that works.
If you guys have any of that stuff, would be in your inventories already.
Yeah.
They also did dig latrine, so we could possibly borrow a shovel if you were that concerned. Hopefully.
No, I have faith in your magical skills, both of you. Just, yeah. We need to divert the water. Don't worry about trying to do anything with latrine. We just need to divert it, and then we'll make fires for them to boil water. Yeah, I guess Aminet will try to go and find buckets to grab water that haven't been tainted with the shit water. Everything's been tainted with the shit water, right?
You don't know for certain, but you do know that several buckets in the southeastern area have been, yes.
I mean,
Okay.
we could empty out my bag of holding and simply use that as a makeshift pitcher.
That's not a bad idea, actually. But,
Oh.
yeah, okay. I might have space in my bag of holding if you want to put your stuff in here, but it might get a little bloody from the T-Rex meat.
Let me double check. I don't have. You know what? Yeah, I don't have a bag or anything that any of my stuff can go in, but I'm honestly fine with it. Plus, I only have like 60 pounds of stuff that I'm not wearing. So, yeah, I would just make a quick little list of the things that were in my bag, just for my own memory, and then transfer all of my stuff into the colding.
Okay.
Oh, did I ever show you guys a picture of a little belt pouch that I have here that I own, that I want my bag of holding to look like?
For expediency, I'm just putting Caladriel stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I finally found my pouch. I know Grizz saw it, but
I don't think. I don't know.
it's loading up slowly. But anyway, I now have an empty bag of holding ready and waiting.
Okay, so we go north of the latrine and get water. That way it will be clean. Then we can double make sure, teach them how to boil water, and then we divert the water, and then that's it. And then we're good. And then we should be good to talk to the. I mean, hopefully the abbot will be done by then.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Okay, well, let's go back. Aminet will lead him back to where she saw all the stuff.
And I think at this point, I would like to take a 5-minute break for bathroom and such.
Okay, doke.
Seems good. Yay, it finally posted. It took ages to download.
Huh.
Or to upload.
Oh yeah, I think you shared that. Looks cool.
If I could find the pants, I could actually dress up in my my LARP outfit I got together a while back.
Cute.
Yeah, I got this big, like, cotton, peasant-y style blousey thing, and a really nice vest. A gorgeous purple.
Nice.
And some poofy pants, but I can't find the poofy pants!
Where's the poofy pants?
Luckily, I only spent like $30-40 on them. They aren't like cotton or wool or like any of the really high quality stuff. It's just a pretty simple like polyester lookalike. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you touch it, it almost felt like a sport bag, but it wasn't rough, so
Yeah.
it was wearable. But I'm gonna go take a picture of the vest real quick so I can show you guys because I really do like the color. Yeah, it's fine. Totally didn't just hit my headset on the desk.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little washed out in that, but it's a decent picture.
Nice.
Is there a? Oh, it's patterned.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So it's
Yeah,
like a
it's like a-
brocade. I think that's brocade. I'll Google.
Probably. It's not paisley. I know that for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of like a brocade.
I'm kind of sad though, 'cause I can't find it. And it was one of the worst nights of my life as far as spending time with another person goes. But freshman year homecoming, I had gone with a girl. Horrible. At one point, just ditched me in the middle of the night. Also brought her friend along when we were going to dinner, and ignored me the whole time. But I looked good.
Good.
I had
That's
this
what's
freaking
important.
awesome tie where it was like mostly a black background, like you could see black here and there, but it had purple paisley and silver accent striping around it. It was a nice tie.
What's your favorite color? Purple.
Yes.
Nice.
if my hair was not like jet black and thick from my Hispanic heritage, I would get it bleached and dye it purple.
Mm.
Because at some point, I want to have my hair be royal purple, if only just to see it, because I like purple that much. Oh, we lost someone in roll 20.
Oh.
There he is. He's back. Probably reloading.
Sorry, press the wrong button on my mouse.
How dare you?
Trying to put everything in a semi-comfortable spot.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Wires literally everywhere.
So it just occurred to me. Even if we can't do anything with the T-Rex thigh bone, how much stock do you think it would make?
A lot.
A lot.
Is that something he'd be willing to part with for the refugees?
Make it do it. He could make it a donation.
The issue would be finding a pot big enough to boil it.
Well, to also remember, she said that we had like ribs and stuff in the bag of holding that the meat was attached to, so we might not have to sacrifice the thigh bone.
Well, I mean, the thigh bone is kind of cumbersome.
Okay, well then we can sacrifice it. I just didn't want to take away Kurt's toy.
Also, it's like kind of eye-catching.
I mean,
Oh, so it's not making you stealthy. I see.
I'm not a stealthy person, but I mean,
I know what we can do. We actually, damn it, we can't do that.
What?
God damn it! If I had Glyph of Warding, but I don't think there's a way that you can get. Actually, yes. If we had a cleric that was high enough level to know Glyph of Warding, which I think we'd get here, if they took Mage Initiate and took a Warlock spell, they could put a Glyph of Warding on it, store a Hex, with the trigger being when someone hits a creature with the thigh bone, it triggers it and applies Hex. And it would be a Tyrannosaurus Hex.
Oh my god! I was like, "Where is this going?" And then it hit me. I was like,
yeah, I'm like he's winding down the path. Here it comes.
Wait, so,
oh my
wait,
god!
So you're saying it hit you?
Mm-hmm.
You're now hexed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god! Oh my god! Goodness.
So, Grizz, are you doing the one shot tomorrow as well? Oh, Grizz not back yet?
I don't think
I
so.
thought I heard her laughter. Yeah, we're doing a one shot tomorrow with Nightingale from this Discord. And I said I kind of wanted to look at some stuff from high level Celestial Warlock because I actually really like how it plays. And that one's a level 12.
Mm-hmm.
So using point buy, and we're using point buy, and he's giving us 3 uncommon and a rare. I have the same Rod of the Pact Keeper, but I also learned something about the Rod.
I thought it was 2 uncommon and a rare.
Let me double check my message because I asked him about it direct. Yeah, 3 uncommons and 1 rare, 27 point buy, and starting equipment.
I'm gonna have to add it to my uncommons
Yeah.
then.
Yeah, I dumped my strength, intelligence, and wisdom just so I could cap out my dex, con, and charisma. But I have Rod of the Pact Keeper +2. I have a Cloak of Elvenkind, Bag of Holding, and then I got, just because I have a feeling it would fit this character well, the Gloves of Ogre Strength. Gauntlets of Ogre Strength. Or Ogre Power, bleh. So this older guy who looks kind of frail, but with these gauntlets that give him the strength of a young man. Do 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 do.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Always.
Let's
Are you gonna ask her,
What are you gonna ask me?
Cal?
What was the question? I can't remember the question.
The thigh bone.
The one that
It's
Kurt has?
attached to the.
The donating it for stock?
Never mind.
Oh
The-
no, the other thing. Sorry, I figured out a way that we could use. I figured out a way that we could use this thigh bone, but one of us has to be a cleric. If Cogsworth was here and he took Mage Initiate and got a Warlock spell, he could put a glyph of warding on the bone and store hex in it. So with the trigger of whenever it hits someone, it applies the spell, and it would be a Tyrannosaurus hex.
Oh god.
That is all.
Now we're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to make sure you were on our level. Now we're ready.
So many dad jokes. So little time.
Or enough time.
So, what are you guys going to do?
Go back and patch up the hole so it doesn't leak into the water supply.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I'm using mold earth, trying to divert the water.
Alright, so, you're going back to the tree, the source of the latrine in the southeast then?
So basically starting the water diversion north of the latrine so the water won't actually like trickle down at all. Yeah.
Basically plugging the hole
Yeah.
so the reservoir doesn't leak.
Yeah. There's... It's not exactly a reservoir. Basically, there's that the start of the river that comes down from the waterfall. And this is basically a little creek or stream that has come off from the side of it and has been running down the channels in the side of the road. You even see them in modern roads actually, where the very side dips and there's like
The gutter.
Yeah, the gutter. There we go. But there's no there's no deeper hole underneath to carry the water into a sewer system. There's just the
Surface.
There's just the gutter indentation, which is perfect for directing water into it, and moving on a slight slope downwards, going south.
So if
Yeah,
we can take the mold earth and move it further east, basically.
Does mold earth affect processed stone?
Oh, I see
If
what
it
you're
is
saying.
loose,
We
it
need
can.
stone shape then.
Otherwise, it affects dirt or loose stone. So if it's simply sitting there and not mortared, it could. But if it's mortared, like sunk into like deep clay and stuff like that, it would probably be stuck.
Ancient. This is mortarery that's been around for a very long time that has survived the death of the city.
So then-
ruins are still fairly intact and are currently being simply upgraded by the refugees who decided that
Okay.
this place could actually be usable if the ruins were just fixed a bit.
Then if I could get a bit more of a description then, because all I got was a latrine leaking through the ruins of the city.
Okay.
And in my terms, latrines are literally holes in the ground, possibly with a building
Yeah,
constructed on top of them.
I described it to that at some point north of where this a bit to the north of where the channel is, not exactly north, but would be some blocks away potentially. You have discovered on slightly sloping upwards, like it's like the whole northern section of the of the city. Basically, everything slopes upwards toward the cathedral. So this would be a bit upwards compared to the southern this part of the city that you're in, the southeastern,
Okay.
which is like so basically it kind of basically the waterfall is built up on a hill, that sort of thing. That's where the temple is, and everything else is like gradually lower and lower and lower all along that. It's just like hard to see with all the ancient buildings and whatnot. You don't necessarily feel the gradation of things going up and down until you like watch the water.
Yeah.
At which point, then you do see that.
Like, it's obscenely slight.
Yeah. So this is like to the north. The channel itself is a bit it winds with the street, and the street that you eventually find it on, that you're pretty sure is where the kid took it from, is is on an east-west pattern. So the drainage has been built up. This is where the latrine's probably hitting it from there. But it winds up and about, eventually heading north. Where it's getting the water from is eventually heading off to the north. So it's bringing water down south and east.
Okay.
The latrine that you guys have found, it looks like a section that maybe an earthquake happened at some point, and if nobody repaired this area, that the Templars didn't repair it or didn't do any extra maintenance. If there were trees here, they were probably cut down and the roots pulled up to be made into firewood, and the people decided to put in a latrine. So yeah, it was either an earthquake or maybe some trees grew here, and the roots eventually pulled up the stonework. So
Okay.
they decided this would be a great place for their camp to put in a latrine because it's a refugee camp inside of an old ruined city, with
And the
stonework.
dirt's already torn up anyway.
Yeah, and this area had a patch of dirt that was torn up because of what had happened there earlier, like either subsidence from an earthquake or a Larisquake, if you will. Possibly trees that had grown in there and eventually destroyed the stonework. Any of those things, and they just decided this would be a good spot, and didn't realize that potential runoff anytime it rains or gets too saturated with liquid would start draining down towards an area where it intersects a still intact drainage sluice gutter that some kids decided would be a good source to get water from. So that's basically how it works.
So just to make sure, though, I have my bearings correct, the latrine is draining from east to west through this little gutter.
No. The
Because
gutter.
I heard you say an east-west pattern.
No. The latrine is some way north. It's like several blocks north of this intact gutter. So you don't see the actual drainage going there. You just can infer that because of the way things drain due to various checks that were made earlier, that the latrine being to the north of this some ways, not directly on top of it, but somewhere to the north of it, that when it gets liquidy enough, it can intersect into that area. Like, it's so faint. I'm not sure.
Okay, but what direction is the water draining on the road? Or just what direction on the compass? Was it east to west or north to south?
That's going east to west at that point.
Okay.
But the entire thing itself winds eventually to the north. It's like, but the area specifically that it intersects with the eventual drainage from the latrine some blocks away would be east to west.
All right. So I just want to get my bearings of where I am right now with the water in relation to the camp.
Yeah, I basically picked this analogy based on a disease. I used to watch things like Forensic Files and Medical Mysteries and all that. And there was a really famous case. I want to say Columbus, and I want to say either late 80s or the 90s, possibly early 2000s. That a huge E. coli outbreak that happened because of them not realizing the drainage patterns from from nearby farms and contaminated feces. So
Okay.
Yeah, so it basically it all fits together in my head of how this works and why this
Yeah.
would cause me to disease.
Oh, believe me, I understand it completely. I just wanted my bearings because a couple different compass direction were thrown out, and I want to make sure I like placed them correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd want to going upstream essentially. I want to find the latrine specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, and I imagine that that Aminette would have also shown you to the way.
And you mentioned that there may have been some kind of earthquake or earth movement.
Or subsidence, or something along those lines.
Yep.
Possibly trees that have been completely taken away at this point for firewood might have grown through here and disrupted the ground. That they decided
Okay.
that this would make which is why they put the latrine there.
Okay. And this latrine, it's a very simple construction. It's not like any kind of permanent brick and mortar sort of deal.
It's basically people have taken scavenged what they can to do what they can there.
Okay.
It was described as a large amount of moved earth.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
basically with the makeshift outhouses up top.
So, can I see the point where the water is leaking?
It's not leaking per se. It's, as I said, it's.
So it's more like
This
seepage.
is-
It's not a literal hole.
Yeah, exactly. It's seepage. That's what that's what I've been trying to describe. That I guess I'm not getting the right words in. It's just that's like, you know, when there's oversaturation of liquid, things seep through and hit into the water table. That's why contamination and improper handling of waste products are a very serious matter.
I just want to make sure because you were mentioning like water streaming through a gutter, and that's different from the water table. But now I understand. It seeped into the ground, then the water from the waterfall hit that dirt and carried the contaminants out. And here we are. I don't think there's much Clay and I can do here. Given the nature of the contamination, the only thing I can think of would be to educate the refugees to simply not use this water. My magic can move loose stone and earth, but it won't be able to uproot infrastructure, like that stream cutting through the gutter. So education might be the solution here. What do you think, Clay? Clay? Quentin? Anybody?
Um, I mean, you could try and educate them on it, but I don't know how. Can't we separate? Do they get the water from a river, or is it just a reservoir?
Usually they get it from a pond, I believe. The reason why that the children were, or at least the child that we talked to, was using this stream was because they had been fishing in it.
Can't we go further up and detach it from before it gets contaminated and just cut off where it gets contaminated and just reroute it that way?
Yeah, the problem is we don't have the ability to move large stone.
We could possibly look for the source of the water. I'd say convert it so it doesn't run through the seepage.
What about this guy? Do I remember him? Why is there a golden dragon here?
That's because he was up at the top at the cathedral with people. It's just a reminder that he's not actually near you guys right now.
Yeah, can't we ask him to do it? I'm pretty sure he can get through it.
He could assist possibly, but he's also an independent being. He makes his own decision.
Yeah, but isn't he here to help the people of this town, though?
And that's what he's currently doing right now. He's dealing with the abbot and all the people that are in front of the cathedral complaining about things.
Yeah, so he can
Maybe.
help with this complaint.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know what to do about big. I mean, depends on how big the rock is. Technically speaking, we could just dig around the rock, depending on the size of it and such. Or, we could just get the clerics to cast Purify Water on it. That could do the trick.
Not if people are going to continually use the latrine, which if it's south of camp, people probably picked it because it's close to camp but further away that they don't. I mean, I think
Wouldn't it be easier just to make a new latrine closer to camp? Because that's just digging a hole, right?
The issue is the stonework. We're in the middle of a
Yeah, but the camp isn't,
City.
right?
The camp is all of the tents are all throughout the old city.
They're like rubble.
What if we go like right outside the rubble?
Would you like to sleep a couple 100 feet from a large pool of urine and feces?
I mean, we could do it another 100 feet away from it. Like, if we can do it 100 feet, we can do it 200 feet. Unless there is one single patch of dirt surrounded by a whole bunch of stone.
That's the big thing. A lot of this land is farmland.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one farmer would be happy to give up, like, I don't know, 100. I mean, it be like 100 cubic feet, but and I mean, they're gonna be moving soon anyway, right? So what does it really matter?
It sounds to me like they're trying to rebuild the city. Also, is the intelligence check for me or for Clay?
Aren't we trying to relocate them to where the ogres and such live?
They want to make this a permanent town.
Yeah, they're attempting to rebuild.
So, and what about the giants?
I'm trying to broker peace between them to see if they can help each other.
I can't follow. Yeah, I can't roll an investigation check because roll 20 doesn't want to work again. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we can find some dirt.
I could be wrong, but I think that we just have a group of people that don't know how to survive out in the wilderness. They're used to built up cities, things being done for them. Maybe education is the best way to go.
Yeah. What did I need to roll, Grizz?
Intelligence check.
Just a flat intelligence check.
So there is just another bathroom. We just need to shut one down. Is that what you're saying?
I'm really sorry. Could you repeat that? For whatever reason, though, in one ear, not the other. I'm really sorry, Clay.
Yeah. If I'm reading
that
right,
was
what?
only for Char. And Char's
Oh.
the only one that gets to say because it's the only thing. It's what he realizes as you're talking about that. So if he wants to share that information with you, he can. If he doesn't want to share it with you guys, he doesn't have to.
Charles just listening in, letting everyone else
I mean,
talk.
so the problem is they have one bathroom, and everyone uses it, and it pollutes the water supply. That's the problem.
I don't believe it's the issue of this poisoning the water supply. A part of the water supply is going through this, and
Yeah.
someone who didn't realize used the runoff.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So education. It might not.
I mean,
We might-
education won't clean up the water. Can't we just be like, hey, people, don't poop here? Boom, done.
But then where will they go? I'm simply trying to come up with alternatives in case there's no other place for a latrine. I'm sure there is somewhere, but I want
There
alternatives.
should be one place.
They have latrines south outside the city.
See,
It's
problem
mostly
solved.
the refugees in the inner city using this one. That's causing the contamination.
Just make that one bigger and then close up the one they shouldn't use. Bada bim, bada boom, we're done. Easy.
That works with me. But we'll still need to let the refugees know.
Don't poop in your water supply.
Or don't use a water supply that's not trustworthy. But again, the issue is not
I'm
pooping in
pretty
the water
sure
supply.
that if they knew, they wouldn't use it.
Again, the issue
So?
is not pooping in the water supply.
It's that the water from the poop goes to the water supply, which is the same thing.
They're not pooping in the pond they pull their water from. Some idiot
I know.
pulled water out of a poop stream.
Yeah. Just tell them not to do that. I'm pretty sure they don't know that's what they're doing.
Like Sheldon and I said, it was a child that pulled from this stream, and unfortunately a lot of people drank out of it.
Yeah, just tell them and we're fine. Problem solved.
So Shuttle, you want to help me spread the word?
Sure.
You sound like there's something on your mind. What's up?
Who's Shuttle?
I'm an ad.
Yes, I will. I will gladly help. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm an edit. There's something on your mind? You sound distracted.
No, I just want. I'm just. We have a lot going on right now, and we're arguing about shit.
Seems
That's
about
all.
I just don't want people to die.
I don't want people to die either. That's why I came down to the south of the camp to begin with.
How
Well,
about this?
Mm,
I know I haven't spoken in a while, but how about this? We tell them the reason why they can't use the water source. And if they don't listen to us, then let them drink shit.
I mean, honestly, if they're too dumb to we can educate them and tell them how to survive. And if they don't take our advice, then that's on them. I agree, Kurt.
Mm-hmm. Education and then leave them to it.
Hey, guess what, people? It's bad to drink shit. Alright, job's done. Let's go.
Professor Kurt, how studious.
It's only a theory.
Or do you need some more testing to make sure?
I'd rather not, thank you.
Oh, please, for science, you need to test again.
No.
Hands bucket of shit water.
Starts jogging on.
Bottoms up, Kurt!
No!
Back here! Yeah.
She only did it for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
What, do you not like being the butt of the joke?
I think we need to flush down this conversation. It is definitely going down the drain.
I can't.
All of our standards are thrown out the window.
We have I don't know for how long I've sat there and literally, as a player and character, just stared in front of me thinking, what does this have to do with anything? I mean, I know I go off on a tangent about cooking shit, but what the fuck?
Calendar, we
Cook
have
actual
time.
shit, please.
Calendar was told we have time to help these refugees and help resolve some issues. So he's going to resolve their issues until he's told time to go.
D&D, anything can happen.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, Kurt is like, his mind isn't there, and once he said those things, he's like, I'm just gonna be down at the camp. You're like, find me if you need me.
Hey, Grizz.
I'm listening, go on.
Can the chicken dance still be used to make the sun go away?
No.
What?
Well,
In the Sunday night session, Grizz's character was going insane for a while because a lich was playing with our minds. And the character got into their head that the sun was an illusion. So they shouted, "Go away, sun!" And then everyone went on a piss take, saying, "Oh yeah, you can make it go away by doing the chicken dance." And we have a druid like, "Is it more effective if you're an actual chicken?" And our DM, for the first time, was like, "Yes, the world is ending, and you guys are cursed to die in several weeks. But go ahead, do the goddamn chicken dance."
yeah,
We broke our
my
deal.
character ended up dead, so...
Yep.
Was it because of the chicken dance?
No.
So, because as a GM myself, I'm the one that actually made that lich go insane in the first place.
Yep. We used a Ring of Grammarian to force Grizzdrop's character to calm down, and
And he
then they got...
and he was
Go ahead.
convinced at the time that nothing was real, and it, like,
Oh, this is Bob.
yeah.
Yep.
And so those of you who were in my Call of Cthulhu one shot that turned into 2 episodes, yeah, you remember Barnabas. That's who the lich was.
Yep, Barnabas went insane and had all the skills of a shadow bard, but became a lich.
He got pulled into that mirror at the end, and ended up
Yeah.
being turned into a lich in some far
Yep.
off D&D land.
You know, like you do.
That is the nice thing about having one big group that plays D&D with all sorts of campaigns. The way they mingle.
So we preach the good word of not drinking shit water.
Yep.
Teach him how to make fire, and then we see if the abbot is fucking done.
Do you think Sir Lancelot could pass as a Mr. Clean?
Oh god. No.
Too much fur.
Don't shave him.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying too much fur.
That's my point. You do not want to shave the bugbear. That would be sad.
I would never want to shave the bugbear.
Never shave a bugbear.
Putting the bear in bugbear?
Oh,
or he ends up like one
God.
of those poor, very stressed, sick bears that loses all of its fur.
With
Yeah,
like
no,
their
no,
main-
I mean, I know bugbears aren't actually bears, but still.
no, no
Appreciate not
shaving.
being shaven.
Yeah, no shaving. That was not implied by Amanat.
we know Kurt wouldn't pass.
Huh? Sorry, I was thinking about something again.
What were you thinking about, Kurt?
Other things.
Like the world ending or pie?
Yes.
Got it. What if you could make
That's
a
amazing
mushroom pie?
You can. I mean, I know the concept of pie is new to you, apparently.
It is.
Yes. Yes,
it-
you can.
Okay, so it's just anything between pastry.
Basically, yes.
In my experience,
Everything your heart desire.
But there's a particularly decadent treat I've seen in the higher districts, the more settled areas. Are you familiar with chocolate?
if she would have chocolate before. Odds or evens, Caladriel?
Evens.
Nope.
Damn.
Apparently, no.
If we get to a larger settlement, there's the pie I need you to try. It's definitely decadent. It's rich, but you may love it.
All right.
Nah, I'm gonna show her a tart. That's better.
It's out of character. Chocolate French soap pie.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Maybe a quiche.
Quiche.
Yes.
Is
Remember-
that Elvish?
No, it's something involving egg, I believe. Possibly with egg.
Then cheese.
I do
Does
like
quiche have
cheese.
eggplant?
Well,
Hmm.
a quiche could potentially have an eggplant on it, but quiche in basics is, basically an egg and cheese tart.
Hmm. Can we get, I don't know, a ham tart? That would be nice. Anyway, sorry, I've been distracting you.
So shall we return? Spread the good word.
Thought we had already spread the word. I thought we were heading back to the abbot. I don't know.
Just bump
If-
into some random person who looks a little bit off the weather and just go like, don't drink shit water.
No, needed something a little bit more in detail than that, I would imagine.
Well,
I don't know.
I was trying to say earlier, roll persuasion at advantage.
Oh. Don't drink shit water.
Yes, apparently that is. You need to convince people to not do it.
I'll let Caladriel go with that.
Yeah, I'd
That's
literally
23?
just passing along the southern area, and when I see adults, I would just tell them the situation and to only get water out of proper sources and boil the ever loving hell out of it.
And watch your kids too, what they're bringing from the goddamn creek.
Yeah.
Alright. Caladril's forceful personality, letting people know about the contamination and don't drink water from that creek, it's shit water, blah blah blah, has made people realize what's happening with the contamination. Some of the people that were most likely at a very affluent back in the Empire, whose clothes look like they were once very nice, but are now ragged, they've been worn constantly for some time now.
Mhm.
They're not nice anymore. You don't own a lot of things, and you're drinking shit water. Get a grip.
Especially if they're very startled and surprised and going, "Oh my word!" and stuff like that.
Points out wood for boiling as well.
That they collected.
Oh yeah, the firewood.
Also, I'll actually spread the word to a couple people. Feel free to get a good deal of pots together. I will make sure to come by with a decent amount of water to boil clean.
People seem to be nodding and taking your advice.
Yeah.
And some are running off to find pots.
Yeah. And the intention there is once we're done here, at the end of the adventure day, I'll fill up my bag of holding with water, like a glorified pitcher, fill up a bunch of pots, and just have a roaring bonfire purifying water for the group.
Alright, so after that's done, persuading people, bringing them firewood, telling them about the pots, the group of you start heading back up towards the top of the cathedral and the abbot. It looks like the crowds up here are finally clearing out. The gold dragon is in the process of stretching like a cat and yawning like a cat. As you guys approach, the abbot seems to be heading back inside, although that one Templar you guys spoke with is out there and sees you guys coming and nods a bit.
Excuse me, Father Castus.
The abbot pauses and turns to look at you. Yes? What can I do for you, my son?
I apologize to catch you right as you seem to be turning down for the evening, but I have updates. One regarding the Giants, and two regarding the camp.
Oh, alright. Come along inside.
Follow.
You see, that, the inside is not empty. There are other people in here. Some people are busy, looks like, in the process of sewing new garments. At the front of the area with, several children. You see, Holly and Grishdrop, and it looks like there's some kind of, schooling going on over there. Kage is nearby. He seems to be very clumsy at it, but he seems to be attempting to help sew some of the stuff that they're putting together. So, and yeah. So it's like, they haven't abandoned you. They're still here. They're still helping out with things.
Hey, Lancelot.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you could ask Holly to, if possible, assist with healing some of the sick? The contamination, it's not a good death. It's painful and unpleasant. You die of dehydration if it's not treated properly.
Sure.
Thank you. When you're done, feel free to jump back with us. You seem to interact with her really well.
I'll just nod.
And I'll
He
continue
will
calling Father.
take Holly to go help the people that were sick.
Alright. Holly, closes the book that she was reading with the kids and smiles as you approach. Ah, Sir Lancelot, I'm pleased you've returned.
We need to. The people are sick to the south.
Oh. The refugees are ill?
Jesse!
I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
I slept in.
You're fine.
Oh god.
Sorry, guys.
You okay?
Yeah, it's just whenever I wake up, my mouth tastes like shit. It makes.
The irony.
Yeah.
No, the irony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are on a shit quest chain. This is what's going on.
Oh.
Literally.
We're in that section of the MMO where you have to dig through like shit to find like peas and beans and bugs and stuff.
But
People
why?
drink contaminated shit water.
Mhm.
So their mouth is like,
I'm hoping that you didn't take Pink with you, because Pink would not like that.
No, Pink is over there. He's our test subject. He's drinking the water.
No,
Yeah, we're
Oh,
trying to
God.
figure out.
I had Pink and the Warforged wander off to do something.
Oh
They-
man, you wouldn't even let us have some fun, Grizz. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Sorry, I get super literal sometimes.
Kirk walks over and
Because my
dunks
young
Pink's
ones
head
are
down into the
turning
water.
You
If anything,
asshole.
they were probably getting the horse and cart back to the settlement, because we just kind of walked.
Yeah, there's that too. They probably did that. And they probably also helped out, like, started helping some of the refugees, fixing up tents and possibly doing things that the Templars might not necessarily like at the moment, with the buildings.
Well, the Templars can
That's
go
good.
F themselves. They don't like pie.
Yeah, the party.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
The party also got pie, except for Pink, who wasn't there.
I didn't
The
get
worst
caught.
thing about it,
No
the
one
worst
gave-
thing about it is
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry,
actually
Calendar.
did wake up at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Aww.
I'm sorry.
I woke up at 2 o'clock and
You're good.
You fell back
Yeah.
I feel like Go ahead, Chris. Yeah, I feel like Caldro would not really be the type of person to eat pie. He lives very simply.
Well, he was offered
Like,
pie. Let's leave it with that.
Was
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I thought they ran out of pie, but like Caldro doesn't
Pie.
care, so he wouldn't have been
Pie.
offended.
I think Kurt gave the bag of pie to Aminet, and she never ate it before, and he just didn't have the heart to take it away from her.
Yeah, she got a nat
She
20
just
on
finished
her-
it.
on her constitution check to see if how she does with pie.
It's
And-
her new
Nat
favorite
20.
thing in the world. And honestly, like everything that Kurt has given her, she's never gotten sick from. So like she trusts Kurt entirely when it
Yeah.
comes to cuisine, which is odd given things.
The cuisine.
Get her a ghost pepper. Oh no.
Yo.
Oh, you want something even worse than ghost pepper? Scorpion pepper.
Nuclear waste.
Yeah, that's
No. Even worse than a ghost pepper. Fucking
that Dragon
Carolina
X?
Reaper.
I can't do that spicy stuff. I'd
What?
die.
What'd you say?
There's also one
worse
with,
than
like,
ghost pepper?
The Carolina Reaper, I think, is
yeah,
over that, and then there's the Dragon X
Yeah.
that
That's-
literally would kill you if you ate it.
Yeah, the scorpion peppers
Ooh,
are
nice.
above the ghost pepper, and then the Carolina Reapers above that.
Mm-hmm. Like
I
the
have,
Dragon
I
X
have
is only-
not had a Carolina Reaper, so I cannot judge.
I would
Oh,
like,
I've had Carolina Reaper sauce. It wasn't too bad.
I would like to opt out of my food killing me, please.
I have,
Actually, the thing is with the Carolina Reaper sauce, it wasn't actually that spicy because it had like a couple of things inside of it to make it not.
It's tempered with the
spicy.
vinegar and such. But that's that's how I make my my Salisbury steak. It's like I'll take the ground meat, I'll take the peppers, and I'll add like some nice vinegar, some nice soy sauce. I've got porcini powder, so there's some nice flavoring of mushroom in there too.
Mm.
It's delicious.
Yeah, porcini, if you do
Oh.
it right, tastes exactly like bacon without using any pork product.
Yes.
Weird.
I love
Guys,
my
guys,
It's a delicious mushroom.
Guys, did you guys see my game over sign with the mimic on top?
We did.
Yep.
Yes.
That was
Look-
fitting.
Oh, I fucking love it. It was literally sitting on top of a game over sign, and I'm like, oh, I have to get it, and I'm open it up like it.
Not even the person who was nearly eaten by who was eaten by a mimic last night, but
It was fucking awesome.
they survived.
We saved
Because
them.
technically for me, it was in the same day, so
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a sign.
I had to get it.
Mhm.
Even though that I didn't really have the funds for it because I'm saving up to get a PC, I still got it.
A little kobold rogue spots a chest, an underground lab, wanders over to it, checks it for traps, doesn't see any, goes to open it, discovers it's a mimic.
'Cause she-
Oh, and guess what, guys? Guess what?
Ow.
Fucking Rick found the same sword, the cursed sword, again.
Yeah, I found the death sword. In the game. Yeah, I found the death sword again.
Holy shit.
That's pretty
What?
cool.
What sword?
You know the sword that Biddy had?
The
Yeah.
sword that Calmil.
Oh,
Had-
that
Yeah.
sword.
had pushed away that nobody remembers him having it now.
Yep. It was inside the mimic. And
It was inside
of
the
course
mimic.
Yep, and of course Rick's character picked it up.
Yes, of all the players, I basically just told them in whispers, like, yeah, out of character, it's like in character, your character's never seen this sword before. Out of character, you know exactly what sword this is.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
It's meant to be.
Yeah.
It's Kismet!
It's
You wanna
meant to
know
be my sword.
Hey, I'm gonna
Well,
know
gotta
what's
get some-
even better.
What?
He's a grave cleric.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I seek to destroy the sword
Yes, and
this time.
and he knows how to destroy that particular sword.
Oh, nice.
AKA kill the creator. Right?
Over that.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not our boss. I want a raise.
No, that would be perfect, but yeah, it's not Alec. That's the one thing. That's the one thing I can guarantee. It's not Alec.
Oh,
But yeah, you guys are yeah, you guys are inside the temple now. You're talking to Holly. Holly nods and says, "Oh yes, definitely. I've been here working on some educational programs with the refugee children. At least the ones that were able to be spared at the moment. But yes, if there really is an illness going around, I'll go out and do what I can to help."
Sounds
And he will explain what Caladril and them explained to him.
She nods and she says, and she looks at Grishdrop and Kage and says, "Well, come along. We've got some more work to do." And they head out. What do the rest of you guys do? You're talking to the father?
I thought Caladril was talking to the father.
I will be, but if anyone wants to join me, I'm okay with it. I've been taking the lead a lot, so I'm okay with people stepping forward.
Joe's gonna be with Caladril.
So
Ominous
Just
gonna
to
be
observe.
current eating pie.
nom nom nom.
it's almost like pocket bacon.
Yep.
So the abbot just smiles beatifically at you and says, "What can I do for you, my son?"
To start off, simply because it's quickest, we found one of the issue, at least one of the, if not the only issue regarding the disease in the southern camp. Some children were told to find water, and as there were several people using the pond that they apparently
Pond?
normally get
What?
water from,
There's a pond? He looks
they
confused.
they referenced a body of water that people were fishing in.
Oh, you mean the river?
Yeah, I was told a pond, but river sounds more accurate to me. So the children went into
I
the
am
city.
having such Doctor Who flashbacks right now.
Went into the city, into the city ruins, and took water from a creek. However, it's seeping out of a latrine from the inner city.
Yeah,
Would-
that's
I
problematic.
took a quick walk. What's that?
I said that's problematic. Yes, because usually there was only ever pilgrims in the camping in the ruins. The city has been left to time for ages, and no one's actually used anything of the nature in a long time. And he looks a bit crestfallen.
It looks like there was an improvised latrine from uprooted trees or some kind of ground disturbance. So they made do with what they had.
The Templars have been attempting to discourage this sort of behavior as much as possible, but they have their hands full with keeping the peace.
I'm sure. Regardless, I did take a quick jaunt through that camp, informed the adults not to use that water source and to educate everyone else. I also told them to get pots that are available. A couple of our group took some time to gather some firewood out from the wilderness a bit, and I'll be doing what I can to help purify water, at least to get them through a couple days tonight.
Alright. That is good, and you said you had something else?
I did. Yesterday we did go ahead and check out the issue with the giants. And the giants that were raiding your food supplies are no more. They attacked us and we had to deal with them.
Excellent news.
However,
Oh? There's more?
there is more to it. Apparently, while their actions were independent of their group, there are others in the hills. Well, outside of the fields. There's a group that consists of orcs, led by a few hill giants, completely civil, thank goodness, as well as, I believe, ogres and ettins that were siding with them. They're much like the refugees. They were chased out of the mountains by the Imperium, and they're only looking for security and safety.
He
They're
actually seems quite surprised by all this, and just kind of blinks a bit. and starts puts his hands together and kind of lowers his head for a moment. Oh, this is going to take some communing with Palor to. It is quite a lot of new information.
Mm-hmm. And before you go, and I'll leave you tonight to think on it, and any other time you need. But I did speak with their leader, and she's fine with sitting down and speaking with someone. She's given me safe passage to go in, but I need a representative for the refugees, because she's afraid that these refugees are representative of the Imperium, that they'll attempt to chase them out, just like the Imperium did. But I'm thinking, with the numbers here and the farms outside of the city, and with their sheer strength, all of you could rebuild and maintain this area much better than you would alone.
So you think that the hill giants should move here?
They seem to be happy where they are, but some form of partnership may be helpful, as they're some 3 hours out from here. Having some line of communication might be helpful for both of you, especially with times being as they are.
Well, I imagine 3 hours for you and I is much faster for a giant.
Mm-hmm. There was a decent-sized group of orcs there as well.
Oh, I see.
Like I said, they were surprisingly reasonable considering how times are right now.
Yes, well, we ourselves are not the Imperium. We hold no allegiance with them, and the refugees no longer feel welcome in what was once their homeland.
Understandable.
Struck out to find a new land. Perhaps these giants and orcs and such are much the same, and yes, we should talk to them, and would it be too much to ask for you and your group to serve as part of the entourage to open diplomatic agreements here?
We would. And just to let you know, her condition that she told me was that to go into their, I can't think of a better word, I'll say stronghold, it was only allowed to be myself and their representative. But I do want to let you know, in case you do fear retaliation of some sort, I do have magic that allows us to get out of there in a blink. So you will be safe in my hands, or any representative that they elect.
So you feel that it would be important for someone such as myself that many around here see as the in charge of what could one day be a city, much to many of my Templars' chagrins. For the most part, this cathedral has been nothing more than a pilgrimage spot. My Templars have been worried about security, but you think that we should embrace this potential future of more than just a cathedral. That this should just be the epicenter of a community.
I feel it could, especially given right now. If more pilgrims come through, if you have something worth holding onto here, it might help your following grow and just help stabilize. Because just in the last several days, we've dealt with giants, we've cleared out a massive reptilian creature. It feels to me like there are threats leaving the mountains with what's going on here. And numbers might be helpful for you. For your own safety and for the benefit of your pilgrims.
Very well then. You shall accompany me back to meet with them.
I would personally. They did request that I try to get someone there today, but obviously you have a lot going on, so I sent a message.
Travel at once. Where exactly is their camp? Or stronghold?
As a player, it's been so long that I can't remember the exact compass direction, but I know it's past the farm's 10 minutes, around the 3 hours.
North, and a bit north and west, because the road is north and it's a bit west from there. So
Follow the roads north about 10 minutes to the farms. I believe there was a peach grove and a little bit of damage to the fence, and then slightly west for 3 hours.
All right. And I think with that, we are going to end there for this week. And next week, diplomatic mission.
Yep.
Yay, diplomacy.